All right. We are going. We're good. What's up, everyone? Oh, we got static. Hold on. Let's see. Can I fix this live? Oh, yeah, noise suppression. Oh, I got rid of it. Nice. We're in. Can't lie, I thoroughly enjoyed this game. I might be the only person who loves it, but I really like the map and all the side quests. It was fun. I mean, hey, listen, I like way too many bad games to talk shit about anybody else. I just fucking hate Downpour. Ambition exceeding capability? Yeah, okay. Well, let's be fair. Side quest in a Silent Hill game, I don't know if I would call that too much ambition or just bad game design. I think what it was an effort to take Silent Hill and turn it into a modern Xbox 360 era video game, which not a fan. Where's my controller? Hey, Regan. Yeah, it's right now it's a nice cozy little storm at the moment. All right, so let's get Downpour going. Oh, you guys want to see something cool? Check this out. All right, look. Let me switch over. So I got this new mouse from Logitech, and if you look here in the skull area, I can hit this button and it causes a little ring menu to come up. And it works with OBS. So I can change to here. Pretty cool. It's like having a little stream deck on your mouse. That's nice. Well, you know what? Speaking of which, let me open up my webcam thing so I can move it around. I see that Eating Back to Life banner. It's huge. Yeah, it's sick as fuck, dude. And it fits my window perfectly. It was the greatest purchase I ever made. Hold on, can I control this? Yeah, look at that up there. And then if we zoom in a little more, we can see the Shadowrun for the Sega CD poster my buddy got me. Shout out to Jimmy Hoppa. There it is. And my bald head. You guys are so lucky. And then watch this. Watch how fucking sick this is. Bam! All up in that ass. There we go. Another day in the baby mines. Okay, hopefully you're just taking care of babies and not actually minding them. You know what? Actually, might be money in that. I say go for it. Lou Kohler. Yeah, I just found out about that. Getting ready to tweet about this stream. And then a buddy of mine here in Tokyo was tweeting about it. I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. You know, I won't lie. I was never huge into Sick of It All, but it's like you do kind of have to respect some of the pioneering voices in hardcore after its crossover from just strictly punk rock into more of like a metal punk hardcore sound. You know what I mean? YouTube has no issue with Cannibal Corpse posters, but if Jared showed his nips, it'd be shut down immediately. Well, they have an automatic bot running at all times to detect my nips. Oh, labor and delivery at the hospital. Okay, that makes sense. Those are, okay, that's well described as the baby mines. All right, let's play some Downpour. That's what I assume people are here for. And we will switch over to this, I believe. This mouse thing is cool as fuck, I'm telling you. This game has a literal baby mine. You're not wrong. Yo, Castro, 1 week, huh? You'll be a Nihonjin like myself. Baby mine sounds like a code for a sperm bank. We should be playing Parasite Eve. Anytime anybody talks about a sperm bank, it makes me think of Parasite Eve. How supposedly Capcom was remaking Dino Crisis but canceled it? Fuck. I mean, I don't know. I'm of two minds on that one.
Jared, would you ever make a video on Pragmata?
Huh. Thank you for the $2. Dad and video games. Much appreciated. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, hold on. Is that the InSim that I'm thinking about? Let's see. Hold on. I don't know why I don't just do this on my computer. Something about when you're streaming and then getting your phone out feels rude. Like, literally, you guys don't matter to me. I'm trying to check my text. No, I was not thinking. I was thinking of there is a ImSim called it starts with a P. But anyways, yeah, I think I would do a video on Pragmata because it's interesting as a concept. It's like a brand new idea from a AAA developer, which is like fucking crazy when you think about it. Emotionally intelligent. What's up, dude? I checked out that prison band you mentioned. Oh, yeah. The black metal band, right? You were talking about them earlier? I thought I listened to them while we were streaming. Maybe? I don't know. I remember talking about them for sure. I know, Jared, what are you doing? In my defense, it's the PC Recomp, which makes it interesting enough to be a viable reason to play the game. We are, however, in the worst part of the game. Guilty pleasure. It seems like anytime I stream about a game that I hate, it's mostly people who enjoy it that show up. So maybe I did this on purpose. Milking views out of the algorithm. No, I mean, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a game that I hate. I just, I hope that you will allow me the benefit of letting me hate it. Because it is just awful. Maybe there's an argument for Downpour in a theoretical sense at some point. But I don't think we could say that this is like a capable Silent Hill successor.
I was talking to the woman at my work who does our flowers that she preserves them. I said it was like embalming flowers, and said she does floral taxidermy. She was not happy but would be an epic female metal band name, lol.
Floral taxidermy would be a fucking awesome female metal band name. Thank you for the $20, Regan. Much appreciated. Floral taxidermy. That's fucking... That hits pretty hard, I won't lie. Wait. Isn't this where I came up? Have I lost my mind? Or was it back here? What have I done?
Tip for the bartender. Have a good stream, homie.
Hey, Hate Mile. Thank you so much. Speaking of good band names, Hate Mile would make a sick-ass band name. Thank you for the $3, big dog. Hold on, everybody. Let's make sure we don't miss the water going into nowhere. Although, could be a recomp thing. When we're talking about Downpour, though, you can't rule out the concept that it is just bad. Unintentionally masterful game? No, I would say intentionally unmasterful game. Let's switch those words around a bit if I had to. Alright, so we have it set up to work. Oh, I'm not paying attention. No. I already went here, Jared, you fucking dingus. Also, it's weird that there's like a weird choppiness that maybe not. Maybe it's just me. It could be frame time. I don't know. There's a weird sort of choppiness to the camera. Oh wait, this slammed down, didn't it? I think I'm remembering it now. It's been like a year since I played this game. Maybe a little less. Tom Hewlett's magnum opus. That is the correct way to describe this game. It is every bit Tom Hewlett's magnum opus. If they're doing recomps, I hope they do one for Star Wars Republic Commando. Oh, fuck, that would be sick as hell. Did they not have a PC port for that game? I could have swore they did. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Oh, but then the... Okay. This moves back and forth. This should be pouring over here. Wait, maybe the water that's supposedly flowing through it isn't being animated? I don't know. Okay, now that that's moving, though, perhaps... No, we don't have access to that. What about... Okay, this one stopped. We could figure this out. I thought F was kind of meh. I honestly thought F was a little worse than meh. Not a big fan of F.
Panda side, my manager asked my goal of the day. My reply was to be struck by lightning and come back as a panda. Wasn't the right answer apparently.
Well, you know, to be fair, they did ask. And it's not like when you ask a question, you can't expect an answer. You gotta just let the person come up with it. Thank you for the $5, Rican. I think that was messed up on their part. Asking a question and just like wanting a specific answer. Come on. What are you, a robot? Okay, so the elevator's not working here. It doesn't matter. We can't get to an elevator anyway.
Jared, what would be worse, waking up one day and real life runs at sub 30 FPS or everything is screen torn?
Damn. All right, I think I could probably... Here's the thing. If my mind moves at real time, I bet I could get by a life of 30 FPS, because then maybe I can adapt to the lag. You know what I mean? But if I have to see screen tearing everywhere, I would be constantly throwing up. Ew, goddamn, imagine. Real life screen tearing. I'd be in a state of agony at all times. Did they not look at this game's combat and realize, wow, this combat really sucks? No, they knew. Here's the problem, though. It is the opinion of the modern day video game savant that Silent Hill's combat wasn't just survival horror combat, but instead it was intentionally developed to be like bad. And it's like, no, that's literally just people trying to make survival horror combat. You haven't figured out some fucking vast mystery. It's the same thing with the people who just cope their asses off that tank controls are not a stopgap solution to deal with a developer trying to have a player navigate multiple differing perspectives with a single control style, but instead an active choice that made games scarier, which is fucking retarded. That is the most unintelligent idea I've ever heard of in my life. Because if that were the case, if that truly were the idea, then you would expect that like Capcom had developed tank controls specifically to work with Resident Evil games, as opposed to lifting it from other shit that already existed. All right, so we need to get the elevator working. All right. It takes like 5 minutes to get used to tank controls. You know, they've always been so intuitive to me. I've never understood the tank controls don't work argument. It doesn't, I don't get it. I don't understand what would... I do try to like put myself in you know, in a mindset where it's like, okay, let me try to look at this from a way that would allow me to understand. I can't do it. They're very intuitive as far as I'm concerned. They make perfect sense. And then, so I guess if I do that, then I'm not going to be able to get this going. Oh, no, I can. All right, well, fuck. Nice and easy. Look, I know Silent Hill isn't about its combat, but they still need to polish it. It's my problem with SHF, the frame drops during combat. Yeah, I feel that for sure. I think also Silent Hill F is a very... I think the story, the idea of the story on paper is like, yeah, okay, I'm fucking with this, hell yeah. In reality, though, it seems as if the story is sort of meant to be understood post hoc. Like after you've played the game and beaten it and then looked up a story analysis video, I kind of feel like the story was meant to be enjoyed in that sense, because as someone who played through the game and got a hold of every single readable in the game minus 2. So there's 2 of them I was not able to get a hold of, which could have been hidden anywhere. And I looked them up just to make sure they were just auxiliary sort of world building stuff. But I didn't get the conclusion of the game until it was told to me.
You play. You play tank controls because you are a tank in Doom. Look in them guns. This is why you the granddaddy of survival horror.
That and because I have a big gray beard is very granddaddy-like. Thank you for the $5, Regan. You know, I had a dream the other night that I had just a full-ass white beard, and it made me paranoid. I was like, no, full white? What the fuck? And thinking about it now, it's like, I don't know why that would be any different from what I have now. Yeah, I played through all of Silent Hill F, and I really... You know, this is coming from somebody who's played every Silent Hill game and fully understood all of their stories as well. I guess, I don't understand how they connected A to B. And there's a lot of points where, like, I don't understand how a rational person would have figured it out either. And I think a lot of the people who commented on my video just had already watched some sort of media concerning the game. And then we're like, oh, I can't believe this idiot didn't understand it. Because it's like, I've played other games that are supposed to be pretty, how would you describe, like in-depth, tough to figure out in terms of their story. And they were, okay, yeah, like I get this fully 100%, had no issues. And then I play Silent Hill F, and I'm like, well, hold on. Now that I've beaten the game, and I had to look up what happened in it, I don't understand how I could have possibly come to that conclusion unprompted. How would I have assumed that this girl was to be married to this guy when it was sort of kind of hinted at in a way that I guess maybe somebody who was raised in and around that kind of culture would understand. I don't know. I talked to my buddy Junpei who beat it, and he really enjoyed it, but I was like,
with a gray beard. I like my men the way I like my steak.
Well, salt and pepper? Hell yeah. Bicep. I was always stoked to get a salt and pepper beard, I won't lie. There's something about the idea of a S&P beard that I'm down with. All right, let's get the elevator working, you fucker. Thank you for the $5 again, Regan, by the way. Sorry. All right, so this... What is it? Why is that not doing anything at all? Oh, because I moved this. That's why I cheered, you fucking idiot. I don't know. I thought Silent Hill F was a very cool concept, and I would like to see more horror games play in a similar way, but I definitely did not enjoy it as much as other people seem to have. And then I had a really, really fucking rough ass time with its combat. Certainly did not help. Hey, under the mayo. Not a week goes by where I don't hear about this being underrated, brilliant, etc. Don't do this to yourself, man. Listen, I'm locked in. I'm locked in on self-harm. It's gotta fucking happen. I won't. There are times when you can play Downpour and like get where it's coming from, because I'll be playing it for brief moments and then I'll be like, oh shit, is this good atmosphere? Every once in a while it will happen, but it's still a shitty fucking game no matter what you do. All right, so we have to, okay, what about this? We need water to get there. Maybe this center one is our... Okay, that does nothing. I think it is nice that the puzzle locks us in on the readout here. So that's a good move. It'd be nice if they made a couple of other good moves while they're at it. So if we move you, that activates the elevator. If we're over here, that gives us the pumps. But we can't run the pumps and the elevator at the same time. And that's the problem, because we need the pumps to be running in order to go down. Let's see. Yeah, we can't get back out unless this is open. And if that's the case, then the pumps will not be on. So then I have to fucking... I hate this game so fucking much, dude. This is such a piece of... Holy fuck, dude. I hate this game so much. Oh, God. Alright, so you are out of play. We cannot do anything downstream from here. We need to have the pumps running. That is a necessity. It doesn't matter what we do here. Because we're not getting water from there. But if we do get water from there, we cannot... I mean, I assume it's the recomp that's causing me not to be able to see the water. But still. Starting the game by forcing you to violently murder a total stranger and making that the press square to attack combat tutorial was certainly a decision. I think there's way worse issues with that. Like the fact that if you decided not to murder him, the story continues as if you're a murderer. And it's like, you didn't even consider that as a possibility, you motherfuckers. You made the game to have like 84 different endings, depending on what the player chooses. And you give them the option to choose not to murder him. And then you have the story continue by your main character feeling guilt for a man they've never murdered before. And if the player does play the game as a sort of moral paragon, you effectively don't have a story anymore. So why give the player the choice to do that then? If it makes it so that your story soft locks itself, it's incredible. If you play this game and just even remotely attempt to make moral decisions, you will have effectively destroyed its story, because for some reason Tom Hewlett and what's his name? Fuck, the guy who wrote the Silent Hill game fact. Oh, what the hell is that fool's name? God, the duo, their great minds put together. They were like, all right, we need to make a video game that is so open to interpretation that no single interpretation could ever be proven wrong. And then they don't... Dude, look at this. Come on. I'm not a Twin Perfect fan. Dude, I fucking love Twin Perfect. Dude, no joke. And first off, Rossiter's an incredible video editor. And second off, yeah, you're right. Downpour is one of the best video game reviews I'd ever seen in my life. Back when that came out, it was a shock to my system. It changed the way that I watch YouTube videos. Same thing with the HD collection. What those whooshing sounds in the background, Cockrock, if you can't see because this is a pretty dark scene, there is an enemy in the water who's trying to attack me right now. Because the event flags weren't set up in a way that an enemy wouldn't trigger if I can't enter an area. That I didn't like Twin Perfect. No, I love Twin Perfect. I'm a huge fan. So interestingly, Under the Mayo, when I was working on my Silent Hill 3 video, which was the first video I ever uploaded to YouTube, I was looking around for other YouTube videos to try to find inspiration because I'd never made one before. And I came across the Real Silent Hill collection, a Real Silent Hill experience. And that I found out about Twin Perfect from me like starting my whole YouTube thing. And it was a fortuitous moment because I ended up falling in love with those fuckers. One thing I want to know, if anybody who's familiar with Twin Perfect, please tell me if you already have information about this. After Fungo left Twin Perfect, everybody else saw that he was just putting on like a fake, weird sort of like combination Boston, New York accent, right? Why did he do that as a grown adult, adopt a fake accent? That seems very strange to me. Silent Hill 4, Homecoming, Origins, and Shattered Memories were worse games than this. I feel like Shattered Memories is far more playable. Shattered Memories is like a hair's width away from being a genuine Silent Hill title. I think one of the worst aspects about Shattered Memories, outside of the breakable weapons, which to be fair is fucking awful, the only thing that's really holding Shattered Memories back is a story that is poorly interpreted, I guess. Also, this song is pretty sick. I'm feeling it. See, what I don't understand is how the fuck I'm supposed to be able to get back down because I can't run the pumps and the thing that opens the door. Oh, wait. Jared, you fucking stupid idiot. I know what it is. Also, what happened to my weapon? Am I crazy? When I started this stream, I had a fucking weapon. I was supposed to prop that up. I'm an idiot. That's my bad. That's my bad. Can't put that on the game. Oh, not Shattered. I'm sorry, not Shattered Memories. I was thinking of Origins. Yeah, Shattered Memories I actually thought was really good. It was just a really bad Silent Hill title. Like, I think Shattered Memories, and this is I have zero information backing this up, by the way, but I think Shattered Memories was the developer trying to tell a story that they wanted to tell. It had nothing to do with Silent Hill from its inception, and sold Konami on it because at the time you could get Konami to back any project at all as long as you said that it was a Silent Hill title. And I think both Homecoming and Shattered Memories were just hungry developers looking to fund their projects by painting over the cover of it with a Silent Hill logo. Fungo's coming back? Interesting, dude. I'd watch that for sure. I'm on Fungo's Discord and been following him forever. He went on hiatus and everyone said he became a truck driver. Interesting. Popped in finally and said he was planning to start streaming. This is fucking dope, dude. I'm happy to hear it. Welcome back, Fungo. Hey, here's that fucking enemy. What do you think? What's the over-under on them? Okay. Well, they're dead now. They weren't dead when the water was above their head, but now that the water's been drained out, they are, sadly, no longer with us. Yeah, I think Shattered Memories had just the worst chase mechanic. Like, fucking hell. That chase system in Shattered Memories is awful. But in terms of exploring a really atmospheric, interesting location that's kind of scary, it's hard to beat. I fucking forget how to... Goddamn. Oh, it's triangle. That's the weirdest button layout. Again, this is not to just give nothing but constant deference to Twin Perfect. But when they said that this is like the worst button layout for a controller, they're so fucking correct. Also, like, you guys can see this combat, right? Like, we're all looking at the same exact thing that's happening on screen. I mean, when I first started the game, I had a weapon. I just want to be clear about that. This is a really fucking bad video. Dude, this is one fucking enemy. This is how the rest of the fucking game plays. Please understand the source of my frustration. I didn't even turn around. That wasn't even... I promise you guys I did not turn around. I swear to God, I didn't do that. This is so fucking bad. Holy fuck, dude, I'm crying. This is so fucking bad. Oh my God. Dude, this is amazing. What kind of combat is this? This is the combat purposefully put into this video game, playing it on normal. Holy fuck, dude. If only there was a German suplex move. Things would be so much... Gaming in general, with the German suplex option, forget about it. This is the best game in the world, dude. This is the fucking greatest video game ever made. I think in the post-Team Silent rankings, Homecoming is a playable game. It's not great, but I wouldn't say Homecoming is awful. Shattered Memories... If you're looking to play just like a story-based kind of romp, it's doable. I think Shattered Memories is pretty okay. The chase mechanic is really bad, so that kind of sucks. But you know, it's a video game you could play through and enjoy, I think, with a story that is genuinely... Shattered Memories story is emotionally impactful. It really is. Origins is a game that is laid out in format very similarly to a Silent Hill game, with its sort of crisscrossing exploration of large environments, incrementally unlocking more of the environment through puzzle solving and key hunting. There's a lot of stuff going on there that does play into the realm of what you would expect from a Silent Hill title. I think the breakable weapons is its largest issue. But that being said, it's not a bad video game. I think Downpour is objectively poorly designed. Bitch ass. The audio sting when he slams it in. I like the soundtrack though. I think a lot of the original tunes made specifically for Downpour are pretty good. There was a song that was playing while I was solving that puzzle earlier that was actually good. But in terms of the licensed music they put into this fucker, oh no, sir. No, not good. Origins had the most potential and dropped the ball. First hour was decent. I think you can continue to play Origins and have a really good time. I just feel like it was even the combat worked okay enough. It was the breakable weapons that really did it in. Because in terms of like progression, it was a fun enough time. And while the story was based on an incorrect interpretation of SH1's story, it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, you could see the writer straining hard to write something. It's like, yeah, this feels like Silent Hill. And, picky me, who's a big fan of the series, I'm going to say, that's kind of fucking lame. But realistically speaking, not the worst thing in the world. I think Downpour goes way too far with the attempting to please SH fans. And doing so in the most incorrect way imaginable. The license sucks. I'm afraid of corn is pretty okay. So interestingly, Arkanu, when I talked to Tom Hewlett on Twitter a while back, me and him would DM back and forth a little bit while I was working on the Silent Hill retrospective. And he's a really nice guy. So, like, I will talk shit about the game development things that Tom Hewlett has done, but as far as, like, a person, I bet me and him could hang out and have a good time. No joke. But, so my first thing was like, oh, wow, it's really fucking awesome to talk to you, man. Like, thank you for getting on DMs and shit. And he goes, I was not the one who decided to put corn in Downpour. That was the first thing he said to me in private DMs. So I respect him for that at the very least. He's a man who understands the problems people have with that. Oh fuck, I keep forgetting. Having Y be your block button is a weird fucking move, dog. Yeah, give me a little of that. Some of that maybe. I feel like having attacks on block still break the item is a tough fucking move. You could have programmed a little bit better of a move and for that. Going to bed. Hope everyone enjoys this stream. Yeah, enjoys is a interesting word to use there. Poor guy went through hell. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, people fucked with him a little too hard. They were like going a little too wild. Here's the thing though. And this is not supporting anybody who has come after Tom Hewlett as a person because he made a bad Silent Hill game, because that's fucking retarded. But I've never actually seen the quote-unquote death threats that he's gotten and shit. I've mostly just seen people saying, you are a fucking shit game developer. And in their defense, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. That being said, people like kind of harassing him, even though that word has lost a lot of its meaning, that sucks. Don't do that. That's fucking stupid. The same thing, like Ada Wong's shitty voice actor in Resident Evil 4 is objectively bad at her job. And I think that that's very clear for everyone with eyes to see, or ears to hear, more like. That being said, like, don't like DM this motherfucker and be like, yo, you suck. That's stupid as shit. I think it's perfectly okay to be pissed off at people for doing a bad job. I think going after them personally for doing a bad job is a weird move. And it kind of shows that you're not necessarily mad at them. You're just sort of riding a very fun little hate train on the internet, which is gay as fuck. Yeah, see? Tell him, Murphy. Fucking Murphy Pendleton. What a dork-ass name. My name is Poindexter fucking chess game. Alright, just drop down. This is a worse fucking enemy. Yeah, No, I'm not going to be able to hit you, am I? Yep, right back up again. We're going to go ahead and just continue on as if he didn't exist. What's interesting, people will look at an encounter like this and say to themselves, oh man, it's like Silent Hill because you can like avoid combat. It's like, yeah, but you avoided combat in Silent Hill to maybe save on resources or potentially not fuck yourself. You didn't do it because it was bad. This dude sucks. And if I hit him, I get rid of the only weapon I have to clear that fucking... Oh, no, it doesn't do anything. I mean, it does, to be fair. You can harm him. Fuck. Fuck you. Skittering around. I never take this stuff that seriously. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, let's be very fucking realistic. These are fucking video games. These are essentially meant to entertain children, you know what I mean? If we're going to the honest to God origin of things. So please don't wrap yourself up so deeply in escapist media that you end up taking it seriously. It's not that fucking wild. These are video games and you're an adult. And this is coming from a guy who like plays video games more than the average Joe. You don't need to take them that seriously. Silent Hill is an incredible series, and I have like a lot of nostalgia and there's a lot of emotional value in it. But, you know, come on. If somebody ruins Silent Hill, let's say as if it hasn't already happened 10 times over, but if somebody ruins Silent Hill, they haven't done anything to me personally. I just now miss out on the potential of playing a good title in the future that maybe I didn't necessarily have to miss out on. It's an opportunity cost that doesn't really exist.
Oh, it's just you.
Do you think people are overreacting to the RE movie? It's just a movie in the same sense. I think here's the thing. From everything that I've seen of people not enjoying very much of what they're seeing of the Resident Evil movie is just that. It's people going like, yeah, I don't know if I like this. I wish it was more like a Resident Evil game or had something to do with the series in general. And then the real harshness is coming from people going, what the fuck, dude? Just accept it. God damn it. Why are you people never happy? And it's like, okay, but you're the one freaking out. I feel like a majority of what I've seen on the internet, and this is coming from, you know, I follow a lot of people in the survival horror space, and anything that has anything to do with Resident Evil has probably shown up on my timeline at some point. But this most recent Resident Evil movie seems to be a bunch of people saying like, well, fuck, man, it's yet another Resident Evil movie that has nothing to do with the games and or is of poor quality. And then it's people losing their fucking minds because that guy made a good movie before Resident Evil. I don't think anybody's like going a similar level of crazy over the negative end of the spectrum, whereas the people defending it are losing their fucking shit. And it's like ridiculous. Like, you don't know the fucking director like that. You don't gotta be personally insulted when somebody thinks a Resident Evil movie. And to be fair, I think the Resident Evil movie is probably going to be a really good horror movie based on his previous work. It just looks like a stupid Resident Evil property. It's the same thing as the first Resident Evil movie. It's something that says Resident Evil on the title. It has absolutely nothing to do with the series. And it was an excuse for a director to make a project they were probably already wanting to direct. And just feed it to Resident Evil fans. And then people on Twitter are doing precisely that. They're saying, you have to take this. And then they're going so far as to disingenuously suggest that the Resident Evil movie is a lot like the games because it has, like, in the teaser trailer, there was a guy who was looking for a gun. And there was a scene where he grabbed keys. And I'm like, holy fuck. We have degenerated to a level of retardation not yet predicted by science. Nobody watches a fucking video game movie hoping they're going to get the gameplay from the video game. Is that what the assumption is? Is that we want a Silent Hill movie because we want to see a character on screen try 84 different doors and have 75 of them be locked? No. That's ridiculous to even suggest on its face. Who the fuck would think that? Somebody who's constructing an argument for a straw man that doesn't exist on the internet. I like how this and that moral choice at the beginning are the only two late 2000s moral choice mechanics right before the game just drops the whole thing. No, because there's... No. Yeah, we already had the one with What's-Her-Face. Is there not another moral choice in this game? Wow. That's fucking cool. Silent Hill was indeed always about circumcision. I don't think that can be denied. I don't think. That's another thing that fucking kills me is people who go way too hard with analysis and media literacy. Dude, shut up. Just fucking read a book, play a video game, watch a movie. Not everything has to be commentary on fucking socialism. Like, not these are pieces of media written by people who are barely conscious most of the time, and it's faux intellectuals looking into them that is putting in more intellectual effort than the writer ever would have in trying to figure out what they're trying to say. All right, listen, here's the thing. I love eccentric creators. I like people who are able to look at things in a way that most people aren't willing to or are unable to, right? And, you know, David Lynch is an incredible director. He's done some amazing work, but I think one of the largest pieces of cope on planet Earth is to assume that every director, every writer, every person who produces media that happened to align with an interpretation that you personally felt while interacting with that media has somehow purposefully meant to get that interaction. Listen, it's so easy for David Lynch to go, well, what did you think it meant? As opposed to just being like, oh no, there's like a meaning. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, as proof, so that you know that I'm not a lie. Like, it's so fucking, there are people who have commented on my videos and said, holy shit, did you mean to line up the clip that said this when you said that and it just perfectly interacts that way? No, I fucking didn't. But it'd be really easy for me to say, yeah, actually, that's exactly what it meant. Because I would look really cool if I did that, right? So I don't believe a creator when a person happens to have a very personal interpretation for their media. And then the director's like, oh yeah, for sure. That's exactly what I meant. There's no fucking way that a person can walk into creating a book or a movie and then absolutely just perfectly nail the way that I feel as a human being about a very niche subject. I'm sorry. I'm not fucking buying it. Here's what happens when you create content. This is coming from a content creator. You sometimes get incredibly lucky by hitting a nail close enough to the head that somebody can complete that emotional journey while watching your content, and that makes them enjoy it. And that's great. I just don't like it when people aspire to this insane idea that they have done this on purpose. I don't think anybody is that fucking good at writing music, at being an author, at directing. I think potentially some visual forms of media like cinematography, photography, videography potentially gets close to that purposeful thing, but that's only because it's so easy for you to parse things visually compared to, okay. Is there actually, okay, there is. All right, never mind. Hey, that's cool, dude. To be fair, you look really sick with blood all over you, and I'm with that. I just have some shit I'm trying to. Okay, you fucking son of a bitch. Never answers anything about his movies. That's my point. That's why I don't believe anything he says. They'll be like, "Hey, what did this part of your movie mean?" And he's like, oh, it's up to your interpretation. It's like, okay, so nothing then? Things have to mean something. It's fine. For example, people have interpretations of the story of Silent Hill that are really fucking cool. That I think potentially might have been more cool than what it ended up being, right? that doesn't make it what it is. Like, I apologize if you think the town of Silent Hill is actually purgatory and that is disproven by the story. I thought that too at first when I had played through the game a single time and didn't get the good ending. I just don't feel like me having that interpretation somehow makes it valid. It just, I don't know, man. I fucking hate media. I think it's really fun to play around with stories and interpretation and then make it a take somewhere in the neighborhood of, yeah, here's how I kind of feel. Here's how this hit me. Tell me, like, did this happen with you guys? Is this sort of similar to an interpretation that you had? If you come at something explaining media from a perspective of like, here's the objective answer to the question, I think you have potentially misunderstood every aspect of what you're doing for a living. And it kind of angers me because then you're also applying a level of intent to the creator who you have never spoken to and who maybe has never spoken on the subject very clearly. I think it happens a lot with George Romero. In Dawn of the Dead, people often take the point of the movie to be a criticism of consumerism. And George Romero just said that he came up with the concept of Dawn of the Dead while visiting a mall because he thought it would be a very interesting place for people to hold up, and that he would be able to sort of craft a narrative around the idea that people enjoy going to malls and therefore might flock to one if they were a zombie. And then and if you watch any like critique or review of George Romero's shit, inevitably it's going to come up with Dawn of the Dead being some sort of like pro-communist, anti-capitalist commentary. And I don't think that people who critique media understand that there is a genuine and honest difference between inclusion and commentary. You can have something in media and it doesn't have to be commenting on it. It can just be, for example, like, I think probably if you were to watch American History X, it would be a commentary on like racism, the white pride movement, whatever. Having its inclusion doesn't necessarily mean it's a commentary, but the entire subject of the movie is sort of based around this idea. Then you have other pieces of media like Harry Potter, and in Harry Potter there is a scene where banking is done by, what are those guys, like goblins or whatever, right? I wouldn't necessarily say the inclusion of banking in Harry Potter is a pro-capitalist statement, because I'm not stupid as fuck. So I feel like people who critique or review media on the internet potentially could spend more valuably their time removing their heads from their asses and just enjoying shit and delivering interpretations that potentially could be very different from what a normal person would get, but introducing it as just that. You know what I mean? Am I crazy? Have I lost my fucking mind? I mean, I also enjoy thinking critically about media. It's really fun, man. And it's so fun to create a video talking about a game that has meant something to me emotionally, and trying to work my emotional value from the property into a video discussing it. It's such a fun way to spend your time, but you can't like think that, I don't know, it gives you this inflated sense of value that like your words have as much meaning as the media itself. I don't know. I feel like people need to like get their own dicks out of their mouth for a second and then just sort of put the fucking fries in the bag, as it were, you know? Like, hey, that's Murphy. What do you guys think this means? I bet no matter what you say it means that Tom Hewlett's going to say you're correct. With Romero specifically, people reading too much into Dawn is what convinced him that his films must have a message. Hence, the dog shit film Land of the Dead. Yep, 100% agree. And it sucks because you know what made George Romero so good was his style. It was very much in the same vein as what's his face from Pulp Fiction. Ah, God damn it. How am I forgetting his fucking name? Guy with the foot fetish. You know who I'm talking about. The director behind Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs. I completely forget his name for some reason. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. He has a very interesting filmmaking format, and it's what makes his films so interesting. Starting at the end, going to the middle, and then figuring out the beginning. Tarantino, thank you, Cockrock. Yeah, so I think Romero had a very similar fingerprint in terms of how he created films. And what really got me about Romero was that the rule of thumb in filmmaking is show don't tell. Romero had so many scenes where characters would just tell a story about something that never happened on camera. And it was so compelling. And it was so well done. And it was such an interesting inclusion to always have. And then Land of the Dead came out, and he essentially memed on his own trope, where like the main character is being asked what his story is, and he responds in a way that's like, it's like everybody has a fucking story. I'm so tired of stories. And it's like, I feel like that was Romero speaking through the camera, like figuring out, it's like, oh yeah, like I'm way better than this now. It's like, dude, no. That was such an interesting fucking way to do things. I really wish it would have continued in Land of the Dead and the trilogy to come. Make clear, Jared referencing himself. Yeah, I don't get foot fetishes, to be honest with you. I don't understand them. And it's not coming from a point of like feet are disgusting, because they're really not. They're just like hands in a lot of ways, as long as they haven't been a smelly shoe all day. But yeah, I don't think of necks as being particularly sexually attractive, or hands, or earlobes, or any other random extremity. So I really don't understand why people get into feet. Massey, refrain from flash photography. Okay, I guess we haven't found the document that would tell us how to solve that yet, I imagine. Maybe. Oh, maybe we could brute force it. What do you guys think? What do you think the odds are we could do this? Do you think it's doable? What if we just continue with the D's? Move on to the E's. All right, fuck it. Let's try to figure it out. People find sneezing hot? Really? No way. Downpour had its moments. I like the atmosphere and the rain. I think Downpour did have its moments. In terms of like atmosphere, I would agree with that. I think as a video game you're supposed to be playing through it, it's fucking awful. All right, so maybe it, no. I know that there is a button that gets me to my fucking, here we go. Mysteries. That's so fucking lame, dude. Underneath, cerulean sky, blue. is, okay, hold on. A rocky cliff is where my heart lies. Eyes twinkling with emerald fair, green. Darling left me weeping there. Okay. So let's see. So blue, green, shadow. Let's see what we got. Okay. Blue, green, shadow. Okay, maybe we're missing. Rocky cliffs, does that correlate? No, okay. A cerulean sky. So we got blue, eyes twinkling with emerald fair, green. Her shadow can't take away these. Oh, no, bronze. These bronze cliffs at the end of the day. I'm done. There we go. Nice and easy. I looked this puzzle up. If you play it on hard, it's pretty tough, but on normal, you can. The only thing is they include multiple colors per entry, and if you don't know that they're including multiple colors that are irrelevant, it's kind of hard to parse. But yeah. Here's the thing. I saw a lot of people on launch defending this roller coaster ride as anything but just pure spectacle stupidness, which is so far outside of what Silent Hill is. And not only that, the water slides as well. The fact that water slides are a returning component of this video game. And people were like, yeah, no, because it's like, if you're like in jail, your life feels like it's on this track you can't control, blah, blah, blah. Murphy was in jail for not even a full fucking year. Get the fuck out of here. And he meant to be there. He got himself in jail purposefully. He's not suffering. Oh, dude, Crow Country 2? Fuck. It'd be so fun. Crow Country was such a fucking... What a unique time. The music and the atmosphere, the story was so fucking good. It's great shit. Mike Stoklasa sitting in the Spook House coaster. I'm not familiar with this image. Hey, Mr. Evan Prince, what's up, dude? How we doing? How's the YouTube game been treating you lately? Masterpiece game, in my opinion. God, I would hate to see your concept of a flawed video game if this one's a masterpiece. Just to be fair, this is what we're looking at here. It's funny that I read that comment in this exact moment because it's fucking awful. Dude, this game fucking sucks. People will unironically praise this game while hating on the era of game design that produced it, so that made it so viscerally this. An era of game design that valued spectacle over content, that thought value was entertainment itself, and that saying or doing interesting things was nowhere near as important as putting the player on an actual roller coaster ride during the fucking video game. They will get mad at games developed in this era, like your Call of Duties, your turret section shooters, your fucking cover-based bullshit. They will hate all of that. Then they'll play Downpour and they'll go, "Oh, this is fucking perfect. It's so good." It's like, dude, it's not. Have I considered bad games actually good, though? I've tried. I've tried to put myself in that mind space. Better than Homecoming? See, interestingly, I find Homecoming to be supremely more of a playable video game than this. Playing this game requires you to engage in combat in this game, which is tantamount to fucking torture. Oh, the stupid DJ? Dude, the fucking DJ aspect of this is so stupid. The fact that Silent Hill has a DJ, that should be the end of the... I can make a video on Downpour, create like a 5-minute intro, and have this wordy, pretentious, bullshit fucking, like, verbal introduction of the concept of the video, and then have the single sentence, Silent Hill Downpour is a game that suggests that Silent Hill has a live-in DJ. End of fucking video. Done. Finished. Still haven't played Homecoming despite so many tries. I finished Downpour first try as a teen. Dude, Homecoming as a Silent Hill adjacent horror game with stupid combat is so much more playable than this fucking game, dude. It's crazy. I would argue Homecoming has even worse combat on hard. Why would you play Homecoming on hard? You hate yourself at that point. See, there are elements of Downpour that I think don't work, but I think could. They're not executed very well, maybe. I think the fact that Silent Hill has a DJ and that Silent Hill now has side quests and quest givers, and the fact that here's another thing. Let's say Silent Hill did develop side quests at a point. Maybe if it didn't happen in a period of game design when open world gaming was the thing to do in order to get people to play your video game, and such an obvious move towards, listen, we're putting so little effort into this that the only thing we can think of in order to make this a viable option for you is to include a gameplay style or mechanic that has nothing to do with the series in general. Like, we're going to make a bullet hell shooter, but it's going to be open world. If these inclusions hadn't have happened at a time when they were at their most disingenuous, their least valuable, their most creatively bankrupt, maybe I could hear an argument for why they should be included in a Silent Hill title. Maybe. But if you provide the entire context of everything surrounding the development of this video game, it becomes so much worse than even just considering it by itself. If an SCH game had side quests, they should have been totally unmarked. Yeah, it shouldn't have been a mechanic the player can keep track of in-game. You know what I mean? Because, for example, if you wanted to, you could open up the wall in the construction area in Silent Hill 3 and get a silencer, or throw the steel pipe into the water in the... Oh, it's electrified. Okay. Into the water in the sewer and get a gold pipe. These are things that can be done in the game, but there's nothing in the game verbally telling you to do it. And that's kind of where the real value lies. Whereas Downpour gamifies it. And the whole point of playing a Silent Hill game is to sort of be taken to a world where you're not playing a video game, you know? This is a well-designed area right here. The fogginess, sort of decrepit nature of the environment. Not bad. Do you remember that you find the Silent Hill 4 room in this game for some reason? Oh, yeah. Apartment 302, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, you know, to be fair, it's just a fun little inclusion. Although the fact that that apartment didn't exist in Silent Hill is probably something they're going to have to reckon with. I mean, I feel like that in my mind is a little more forgivable. It's just like, you know, it's kind of a little fun thing we put in there for the fans. It's not something that the story relies on or that the game is suggesting is incredibly important to the narrative in any way. You know, just a fun little inclusion. I think I probably wouldn't prefer for something like that to happen, but, you know, just it's a little thing. It's not a massive deal for me personally. Kind of like SH1 where you get other things to get a better ending. As far as a side quest is, yeah. I agree 100%. Yeah, just, you know, putting the aglophidus, whatever it's called, in the bottle is something you can do in game that you're never prompted to, but will allow you to sort of access it sort of works on a functional level the same way that a side quest would, but it has so much more value because the player is allowed to do it of their own will and is not being told to in the context of having a video game marker placed on a map, you know? It's the end result you would imagine is roughly the same, therefore, you know, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But the way you go about accomplishing that end result can really affect how somebody receives it, you know? It's important to have a layer of obfuscation in between the player completing a task in a video game and understanding that that is literally a part of a checklist that's running behind the scenes in the code of the video game. You know what I mean? RE1 original and the different methods of interacting with Barry for different items and any. Yeah, see, exactly. Aglophidus. Oh, so I was right. Or is it Aglophotis? I always said Aglophidus. But I'm willing to be proven wrong on that. I'm willing to take you motherfuckers to the devil's pit. You know what that looks like? That looks like the font for the Resident Evil logo, where it says Devil's Pit right there. Tell me I'm wrong. Are you ungoated? Agreed. I would play through Resident Evil 1 10 trillion times before purposefully playing this video game. I think the reason why I'm streaming it is because I played that game 10 trillion times already. Always had a soft spot for Homecoming, even though I see all the shortcomings. Yeah, interestingly enough. But Downpour, man, I just can't get warm with it. It feels just wrong. I can't have a good time with it no matter what I try. You know, Meyer Click, I'll tell you one thing. Try streaming it. So far, that's made the game supremely more entertaining. Usually, I would be just shaking my head in disbelief. But I've been laughing my ass off this entire time. Most incredible moment in the series is when Harry Townsend is holding Cynthia, who has like 500 stab wounds, and says, "Are you okay?" The best part is you can't really hear him say "Are you?" because he's mumbling it because he's such an introvert, and it just comes out as "Okay." Like if you watch that fucking cutscene on PS2, the audio quality is so fucked that you can only hear him say "okay." And at first I was like, dude, is he just really just going to pick her up and say "okay"? Okay, that definitely isn't going to work. What would I rate this in the Silent Hill series? Probably the worst game in the series, I would say. Can't break the glass. 0 out of 10. I think Shattered Memories and Homecoming are much more fun video games to play than this. I don't necessarily hold any of the post-Team Silent games to like a rigorous, does it play like a Silent Hill type of grading system? Because none of them really do. And the ones that sort of get close enough, you know, maybe you get a couple extra fun points for that, but I don't expect the post-Team Silent games to play like a Silent Hill game because at the time, Konami was trying to make more money through video games. So in doing that, they were like, hey, developers, can you make this like every video game that's ever existed before? Because otherwise, no one's going to play it. And I think it's interesting that they never considered the idea that the reason why people played Silent Hill games is because they didn't play like so many other video games that were popular at the time. So maybe you put a sensible amount of money into the funding of a Silent Hill title and then have it broadly apply to a sort of niche group of people who were going to enjoy it anyway. and then you have yourself a game that probably will make a return on investment, I would imagine. But they were trapped in the, Xbox 360 sort of momentum of game design, which is the idea that you can make all of the money in the world with a single video game release. Lost message doesn't count. It certainly does not, unless we're counting really fucking bad video games that should never exist. Being from Scotland, I'm rather looking forward to the new SH game. I could see why that would be the case. I think not being from Scotland has got zero emotional value for me in that sense. But, to be fair, the fact that Silent Hill took place in America never really did much for me either. But, honestly, it's not like a lot of games take place in Scotland. It's mostly just indie horror titles at this point. So, listen, take your victory lap. You've earned it. It's been long enough. Oh, interesting. So it wasn't a Silent Hill game originally. It was some really dumb anti-bullying game that was government funded. Do we have proof of that? Because that's a fucking awesome idea to mention in a future Silent Hill video or something. Because we had so many people on the internet trying to defend that as a piece of authentic Silent Hill media. And that's another thing too, is it shows you how far people will go if they enjoy something, which fair enough, I mean, I'm talking a lot of shit about Silent Hill Downpour, but if you like it, that's fucking dope, dude. In this scenario, you came away from this experience with a positive and I came away with a negative. You win that interaction, right? But there are so many people who, when they enjoy something, are so fucking dedicated to the concept of making it fit in within like a broader genre, a broader idea, just because they enjoyed it. It's like, no, it is Silent Hill because like of this obscure, retarded reason. And it's like, you can just enjoy shit, man. It's fine. For example, who said that? Let me see if I can't find the Scotland comment. Whoever it was that commented that when the new Silent Hill game Townfall comes out and that person does end up enjoying it, awesome. Nothing wrong with that. But then if the argument is it's the most Silent Hill thing ever because it takes place in Scotland, I'll be like, well, okay, let's fucking rear that back a little bit, right? It's totally fine to enjoy a video game for any fucking reason at all. It's just like we have to be objective about certain aspects of the mechanical experience of interacting with it. You know what? Let's open this up. Let's find the fucking thing. Silent Hill F is great. I'll die on that hill. It has so much going for it. I don't know. It's a fucking Silent Hill game with a devil trigger transformation. I'm not sure. But hey, fair enough. Like, again, if you like Silent Hill F, more power to you. I fucking hate it. And I don't think there's anything redeeming about it outside of the exploration of the town, which was really well done. I really enjoyed the atmosphere, and graphically, holy fuck. That town was beautiful in its desolation. Let's see. Silent Hill Downpour. Safe code, maybe? I think this was a DLC thing, if I remember correctly. Let's try it out. 26381. Okay, that can't be it. Let's see. Guard Tower, Pleasant River. Oh, motherfucker. No, hold on. You know what? Not worth it. Who cares? I think there's just a nail gun in there. Silent Hill, Canada. That'd be amazing. A bunch of apparitions saying sorry to you for bothering you. Where is everybody? Yeah, pre-order, but that's what it was. Yeah. Why can't I pick this up? I know it's okay. There we go. I mean, the axe is definitely better, right? Hey, Jared, I guess you're suffering through a bad game for our enjoyment again. Hey, listen, if there's one thing I am, it's dedicated to entertaining you fuckers. No, honestly, it's just like I've been meaning to replay this game anyways, because even though, like I said, it is a fucking awful game. I hate it. You know, there's value in running through things you don't like and figuring out why it is you don't like them. The easiest thing in the world is to say, I don't like blank. It's kind of tough to say exactly why you don't like blank. There we go. Yeah, you can't, hold on, let's crank this up so maybe it could be heard a little better. Even then, that's not great. If you can hear the background music right now, it's pretty atmospheric, and I would give that a... I think that there's value in that. That's good. Now, if they just made a really good video game around it. Oh, I was right. A nail gun and an axe. I already got the axe. We're halfway there, boys. Things like that, you know, ideologically, I'm sort of against the idea of having a Silent Hill game come out and then having there be like pre-order bonuses or like better weapons or whatever. You know, it's like, I don't like that idea very much, but at the end of the day, it's not hurting anyone. It's not the worst thing in the world. I think if we were going to have to take one on the chin for modernity's sake, that would be one of the more justifiable damages done. You know what I mean? Silent Hill, Mexico, where there would be places called Toluca. Okay. Makes sense. A little more. I'm shaking it so good, guys. Sorry, there was a trash can in my way. I like how they get million hit combos. That is a pretty cool effect for getting their bodies off of the environment. That's nice. This is Konami we're speaking about. Of course that would be pre-order nonsense. Yeah. You know, it's like oh shit, the cop car. The dumbest thing ever. It is pretty funny to see how far Konami fell in such a short period of time. It was like even during the 32-bit era, they had a lot of shit going for them, right? But as soon as video games hit the HD era, forget about it. Konami was fucking checked the fuck out. You couldn't squeeze a good game out of them at gunpoint. Let's trade you out for a different stick. So what do people want from a Silent Hill game? I think people want survival horror style exploration, which is to say incremental exploration that is led by a type of back and forth movement through the environment and preceded with some sort of puzzle solving, key hunting, stuff like that. Open world gameplay is very different from that because at its core, survival horror style exploration is meant to be done in pretty closed off areas. And even when there are visual differences, like a world that is visually open, it's usually a path is carved through that seemingly open world that is pretty limiting. And I think people expect that to a degree. They expect a story that tinges towards more psychological thriller type of things. They probably want it to take place in the narrative universe of Silent Hill, which is a pretty well documented place to be in. Like it's not like nobody knows what Silent Hill is about, right? There is a pretty tangible list of things that a potential Silent Hill fan would want to see out of the game, and this doesn't do any of it. Also, I kind of feel like they should have introduced that new enemy to me in a little bit more of, like, there should be some fanfare to it. Am I crazy? Also, this style of combat is certainly not what Silent Hill fans are expecting from a game. And I think it probably goes without saying, but they also want it to, like, play sort of mechanically well in some type of degree, right? You can, like, if you're squinting, you can sort of see what they're going after with the whole breakable weapons mechanic, right? Because how my weapon broke in the middle of combat, and then I was sort of forced to look around the environment to scavenge for a new one. You get the idea they're going for. It doesn't feel like it was executed well enough to be part of a fully released AAA video game, right? Where's the rain? It's probably, well, it is raining. I don't know. Is YouTube's compression fucking that up? Also, when you see the screen do that, it's because a witch somewhere off screen did a scream. Damn, that's hard to say 5 times fast. A witch off screen did a scream. Into the Dead, Darkest Days. Darkest Days Ahead does weapon durability perfectly with game balance. Interesting. Into the Dead. I thought that game was Into the Dread. Am I thinking of it? No, Into the Dread was a indie survival horror game. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I was so psyched for Kojima's Silent Hill after playing PT. I will forever lament that we'll never get that. You know, honestly, Yummy Nukes, I think I was the only person at that time who was just like, guys, I don't think you want a Kojima-directed Silent Hill. So here's the thing. A lot of people think Kojima is a bad writer. I disagree. I think he has a style that I find entertaining. I really like the fact that he's essentially Japanese Tom Clancy, but even more conspiracy brained. Like, that's dope. The fact that most of the runtime of his cutscenes are him having characters repeat things that have been told to them previously in conversation. Probably not the greatest thing, but it is, you know, it's sort of an identifying marker for his creative process. So I can definitely get into Kojima's stuff, but he is not a subtle enough writer to even approach a Silent Hill narrative. Case in point, this game right here is also awful. And it is people who thought that they were really good writers approaching a Silent Hill narrative. PT gave you motion sickness? Interesting. You know, I've never really had that issue in games, but my wife suffers from it terribly. She fucking, like, if we're playing a first-person shooter, she has to drink, like, a ginger tea or eat ginger because apparently that's supposed to help with motion sickness. Okay, I'm assuming that's a part of the recomp. For sure, right? See, look, I shouldn't have a fucking quest marker at the top of my screen in a Silent Hill game, right? Kojima needs a wrangler without the main people from MGS 1 through 3. He's a bit all over the place. Yeah, a bit all over the place. Let's say all the way all over the place to a significant degree. He's a majority all over the place. Why are you limping, Murphy? You barely took any hits. I hope they can't follow me. Hell yeah, idiots. Look at how stupid you are. I used to have problems with old FPS games, especially Turok. You know, maybe it was the low frame rate in Turok, though. I could see how that would be a little barf-inducing, you know? Also, yeah, this right here, the balancing mechanic, I'm sorry. Not a Silent Hill feature, no matter how you look at it. Which isn't to say that these things are automatically bad. I mean, I don't find them to be fun, but I couldn't ever make the argument. It's like, yeah, balancing mechanics are always bad. You know, like I enjoyed fucking balancing a grind or a manual in Tony Hawk as well. It's just, you know, I wouldn't expect a similar mechanic from a Tony Hawk game to show up in a Silent Hill title. D something 75. Let's try that out. Does that mean it worked? C466. Let's try that. What are the odds that I got it right the first try with that last one? That's crazy. 8557. Let's go for all first tries. All first T. Hold on. Just make sure. Oh, it's B, maybe. No. 8557. But what's... You have to include a... It's got to be B, right? It has to be. Yeah, it's got to be B. B55. I'm willing to risk the first try on this. If we nail this, somebody has to super chat $10 trillion. Fuck. Okay. A748. Dude, this has got to be it. This has got to be fucking it. First try, all tries. Hold on. One more try. One more look. A748. A748. Dude, that's got to be it. Do we dare? Do we fucking dare? Shit. Oh, we were so fucking close. Asshole. Maybe A948? A something 48 for sure, right? God, it looks like A748, but all right. No, okay. A148? Oh, no, yeah, just drop that, Murphy. You don't need that anymore, you fucking idiot. Maybe it's not A. No, it's definitely A. A something 48. I mostly had high hopes for it specifically because of how PT was presenting itself with almost zero dialogue. It felt like they were going, they weren't going to get Kojima's usual shenanigans. You know, honestly, if PT wasn't, I think PT was more of its own thing and what do you call it? An avenue of injecting the idea of a Kojima-made Silent Hill title, but also PT was some bullshit business fuckery as well. Kojima was trying to get fired from Konami for a fucking very long time. He was leaking things to the press. He was doing all kinds of wacky shit. And like without asking anybody, like imagine if you worked at Tires Plus and you decided to run a promotion. You're not even the manager of the specific store, but you decide to run a promotion where everybody gets free tires if they come in and do a certain thing. That's what Kojima was doing, essentially. Oh, God damn it. We are so close. I can feel it. Hot take, I find PT is the most overrated game ever. I never understood the hype. It really is just a walking simulator with jump scares and ludicrous. Yeah. I think really and truly where PT had value was the fact that it was a sort of a community effort in order to unravel. And I get that. I was like, yeah, okay, I can feel that. It's just like as a video game, you wouldn't play a full fucking 8-hour video game that way. I don't think anybody could argue that that would be fun. Yeah, I also don't. I guess I understand the hype for PT because it was a huge community based thing, and for a very short period of time, we were kind of back in the NES era where information was being traded as hypotheticals, and people would be like, "Yeah, if you whisper Thomas or whatever into the microphone, it'll do something." I feel like I can see why people were super into that. I definitely get it. Am I fucking insane, or is that A748? It's gotta be, right? All right, let's do this. Let's look it up and see. Because we did so well on the other ones. We have earned a little looking up. Silent Hill Downpour Dispatch. Yeah, I think most of what people enjoyed about PT was the fact that it was a very short-lived. It's A648? That does not look like a 6. Hold on. Dude, you're out of your fucking mind. That does not look like a 6. You fucked me. Yeah, I think if PT was a full game, people would have grown very fucking tired with the repetitive trial and error nature of it. I don't think that can even be argued. But it was a really fucking interesting moment in gaming where you had this. We didn't know it was attached to Kojima for a very long time, right? And we didn't know it was a Silent Hill property. It was just a random thing that came out that ended up just getting press and doing well because it was such a fun mystery. And that's great. That's fucking awesome. It's just there's no full video game there though. You know what I mean? Away with you, Satan. We don't really need to waste our weapons on these guys, right? We could probably keep running. Hear me out. A Silent Hill spinoff called Grassy Knoll. I'd play it. I assumed the game wouldn't be like that the whole way. But if it wasn't, then wouldn't you kind of feel like you were sold a incorrect bill of goods if the PT game was released and it didn't play that way? You know what I mean? Like, imagine you're a game developer. You would probably be worrying about those kind of sour grapes. Selling people on the concept of a video game premise and then not delivering it to people, you know, it would be strange for sure. And I don't think people would be quite so positive about it as they were with the demo itself. It was a combination of all the facts from Kojima, New Silent Hill with Del Toro, the timing and so on. It also shows that Kojima is somewhat of a PR genius. What he did with Metal Gear 2 proves. Yeah, I 100% agree. I think what he was able to accomplish with PT is far more exciting than the concept of him working on a Silent Hill title. Because coming from a guy who enjoys Kojima's work, enjoys Kojima's writing specifically, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh yeah, he's a fucking hack. Dude, he's great. I enjoy his stuff quite a lot. In the same sense that I enjoy Del Toro, but I wouldn't want him to direct a political thriller. You know what I mean? Like, there are things that people are good at and things that they're not. Kojima has kind of proven what he is and is not good at. Kojima belongs in prison. Interesting take. From Liquid Snake 96, no less. Alyssa03 says, I just watched your Book of Memories review. I feel a 4-player MP dungeon crawler could be fun if time. Oh, for sure. Honestly, Book of Memories was close to doing it. It was almost there. No joke. If you tightened up the gameplay just a bit, had the game run just a little better, had it, okay, sick, dude. Had it kind of better support multiplayer and have it exist on a console that more people had, I think Book of Lost Memories would have been a pretty fucking okay title given that. Obviously, it wouldn't have been a good Silent Hill game. I think that goes without saying. But I think the world of Silent Hill is definitely a place that lends itself to the kind of atmosphere that you would want out of a sort of scary dungeon crawler, almost mystery dungeon-esque type of game. I just want to see Del Toro monsters because he makes some cool looking monsters. I agree, he does. I don't think that he would make the kind of monsters that Silent Hill is known for. I think one of the defining features of the monsters in Silent Hill is that they don't necessarily look cool. It's kind of more that they don't. They look weird. They look objectively disturbing. And I don't know that Del Toro would have nailed that same outcome. I don't know. You never know. Interesting. All right. How's Konami doing in 2026? It's pretty up or down. Up and down, I would say. They're not dying on the vine like they were before. But I would say that they're not getting anywhere near the kind of consistency we're seeing from brands like Konami or Capcom with Resident Evil. I think Silent Hill F probably sold pretty well, and Konami's getting much better PR than they did in 2024. Shamelessly got to re-ask, are you fucking with the Bring Me Horizon album re-recording at all? Count your blessings. You know, I won't lie. Never been a Bring Me the Horizon kind of guy. I got into like metalcore in the like early like pre-2010s, 2010 era. But around the time Bring Me the Horizon kind of like came to their big, more mainstream popularity, I was sort of done with that sound. Although, if I'm being very honest, that, what's that song, Can You Feel My Heart or whatever? Before the memes got a hold of that thing, it was still a really fucking banging ass like tune. I fucked with it. I didn't publicly announce that I fucked with it, but it was a good enough song. I haven't heard enough of their music, though, to say whether or not I actually like them. But if they make more songs like that, Can You Feel My Heart, whatever that song's title is, I could be convinced to enjoy it. But is deathcore? Well, yeah, like, see, that's the thing, though, is like, I kind of don't like that sound. I like the bands that, for example, let's take Unearth, right? What's that song? Black Skies Now Rain, Black Hearts Now Rain. Killer fucking song. If you played me a song that sounds similar to it that was recorded nowadays, I probably wouldn't enjoy it. Most of what I like about metalcore nowadays is just the nostalgia of like, yeah, I used to jam out to this motherfucker. What's that Christian band? A Christian metalcore band. Fuck. I Can Revive Him With My Own Hands. Oh, what the hell is the name of that fucking band? Still Remains. Still Remains is killer, right? I love Still Remains. I love the synthy stuff from their later recordings. That being said, I wouldn't listen to a modern album recorded by a band that sounds kind of like Still Remains. Okay, I guess I don't have the key for that, and I don't care enough to fuck with it. Dude, Still Remains. No, they're so fucking good, dude. God, I love Still Remains. POD. You know, I saw POD with, interestingly enough, I saw POD with Insane Clown Posse. I'm not going to lie to you. POD fucked that shit up, dude. They were good as hell. They started off with a cover of a Bad Brains song. I was like, okay, all right, POD. I was already fucking with you, but you have my attention. They put on a really good show. It was a fucking solid ass time. I'm an industrial metal kind of man. Hey, fair enough. I love me a little nail bomb. Also another kind of like more noise, but industrial-ish metal band is Car Bomb. They're pretty good. Now that the original versions of RE games are on GOG and PSN, at least those are very easy and legally available. Yeah, for sure. What was about to say Impending Doom. Nah, I see now Impending Doom sound I can fuck with eternally because I'm into death metal at heart. So Impending Doom was already, they were already going to be a band that I was going to enjoy regardless. If you're playing Gore Slam, Christian, worshiping Satan, I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm banging my head. I am very much into gore. Anytime a gore, any type of slam, anything that's just stupid as fuck. I like my music to make me significantly dumber. I want songs that I enjoy to sound like they were produced by a caveman. Crowbar? Yes. I don't give a shit what other comment follows that. Just the fact that somebody said crowbar, I'm in. Where are we going? Actually, okay, so here's the thing. I'm working on a video right now. I want to talk about the video game The Darkness. And I've been watching a lot of videos from this YouTuber called Muujin. He's really fucking good. He's just like a sort of home improvement, DIY, custom fabrication, woodworking, whatever kind of YouTuber. But he's a metalhead, and he always throws song titles and album titles and stuff like that into his videos. And I'm really enjoying his shit. And I've also, ever since I started, I've thrown in references to like 5 Nails Through the Neck or All I Had I Gave. You know what I mean? Like I've been throwing in heavy metal dog whistles in my videos for the longest time, but I just don't say them to a degree where somebody would like, who wasn't listening for that shit would hear it. And then from Muujin, I was inspired. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to start putting them in there. And then Crowbar is one of them. I'm just working it into the script. Like, Jackie Estacado wakes up from being dead the second time and a bunch of time has gone by. And then I say some whack ass shit like, yeah, but little does he know time heals nothing. Or, you know, some shit like that. Crowbar music is slow and fat. For sure. I'm trying to lose weight right now. You know how hard that is when you're listening to Crowbar? They're so fucking good. It's the fattest music ever. I played The Darkness last month for the first time, and it's a hidden gem. Oh, dude, it's so fucking good. Absolutely. It's killer. Atmosphere, just the feeling of being in the world. Second to none. 100% agree. Totally correct. Old Sepultura. Dude, fucking Old Sepultura, like the thrash era. Ooh, madon. See, why would you even be balancing on this? This is enough room for both of your feet to walk at a shoulder's length apart. This is so ridiculous. What if I was walking just like on a sidewalk and I was pulling this shit? Yeah, honestly, I feel like old thrashy Sepultura is so much better than the more tribalistic, rhythm-based stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, Chaos AD is great. I don't know. Some of the faster music's a little better to me. Mnemonic 6 says, hello, I just joined. Why is this game $70+ on eBay? Because the world makes no fucking sense. That's why. Because everything is crazy. The Darkness needs a good remaster. You know, so interesting you mentioned that. The reason why I'm covering The Darkness is because PS3 emulation has gotten good enough to where you can reliably run that game on RPCS3 at 1440p at a locked 60 frames per second. So that's the only reason I even decided to cover it, because there was sort of an external thing that brought it into my realm. So if you want a remaster, you can technically have one, as long as you're willing to fuck around with some emulation. Japan got that affordable takeout / sit-in. Oh yeah, for sure. Me and my wife recently started cooking more, just because we're trying to eat a little better in terms of our calorie intake. We're essentially meal prepping, because I'm trying to make sure that my protein intake doesn't suffer at a calorie deficit. And that's the only reason that we're cooking more here at the house. But otherwise, it's like we usually eat out, and it's stupidly affordable. Oh, is this the put the fucking ghost to rest bullshit section? I do not give a fuck about this. I'm out of here. The lamest fucking part of the game. Darkness 2 is only $3 on Steam. Ah, man. You know, I think the Darkness 2 had good gameplay, but they fucked up the atmosphere and the promise of the first Darkness game. It's kind of hard for me to play because of that. The Darkness was going in a very cool direction, and it already achieved something really great. And then the Darkness 2 comes out, and it's like, yeah, but what if it was like kind of stupid and cell shaded? What if it fucking wasn't? How about that? Krelafilth and Dimo Borgier, love them. Big fan. That song by Dimo Borgier, Gateways, with that female lead singer featuring, holy fuck, dude. Power. That will fuck you up. Can I just like, all right, I guess.
A thief, huh?
A thief, huh? Thanks, Murphy. Appreciate you commenting on that. I assume there's supposed to be a fire there. We can probably chalk that up to the... Oh! Hey, buddy. Is that Murphy Pendleton? Kind of looks like it is. I wonder what that could mean. I actually got Silent Hill Origins on PSP recently. Honestly, I think that you'll enjoy it. It plays surprisingly close to a Silent Hill game. I would say if you're very familiar with the story of Silent Hill 1, it might piss you off in that sense, because it is a prequel that didn't understand the game that it was prequeling, but in terms of just a gameplay experience, it's honestly pretty good. The one thing that I would say is a massive boon would be the fact that you can choose to enter and exit the other world at will, which sort of takes away a bit of the value that those elements brought to the table. But even with that, it honestly is a pretty fucking good video game, all things considered. Especially if you're playing the original PSP version, seeing how well it runs and how well it functions. Not bad. Mike fucking Patton, The Darkness. He does such a good job in that, which is wild because he kind of sucks at most of the things he does outside of Faith No More and Mr. Bungle. People are like, dude, people fucking hate me for that opinion, but listen, I'm sorry. Mike Patton in Fantomas and fucking Tomahawk, awful. It's just like, yeah, I get it. You can do weird screams. This is not selling me on the idea of listening to fucking weird ass Italian folk music. It's not doing it for me, dog. He did pretty good in Dillinger Escape Plan, to be fair. But I think the best thing Mike Patton ever did was record albums with Faith No More and Mr. Bungle. Everything outside of that, I could give a shit less. Unless he's voice acting in The Darkness, because he is very good at that. Portrayal of Guilt. I don't know if I heard of them. I did not do that. Fuck you. Mike's side quests are very meh. Yeah, I just don't get into them. My PSP has 256 gigabytes in it. Hell yeah, dude. I have one of those Magic Gate cards that lets you put into micro SD cards. And I'm running my PSP, quote unquote, through the PSTV, which has PSP hardware on board. It's kind of like the PS3 in that sense with the PS2 stuff. So it is emulating certain audio processes from my understanding of the PSP, but you're essentially getting like a pure PSP experience when you play on PSTV. And it upscales it internally to 720p, which I can then upscale via the RetroTink 4K to 4K, and it's fucking dope.
Oh God, why are you doing this to me?
Do I have any hope in Silent Hill Downfall? No, not necessarily. I don't think it's, but I think probably in the same as Silent Hill F, people are going to enjoy it. It's been long enough. Silent Hill has been a non-thing for so long. I don't think anybody's expecting. I don't think anybody who actually plays Silent Hill games are still interested in the series, to be fair. So Silent Hill Downfall will probably be a popular horror game among the streamer crowd. People who are interested in modern style third-person horror games are probably going to enjoy it a lot. And I will probably get into it in that sense. I don't think it's going to be a very good Silent Hill game. But at this point, it's sort of not worth saying that. I think the most recent Silent Hill game that was actually a Silent Hill game was probably the SH2 remake. And that was sort of cheating. You already have the game done for you at that point. Blackened Screamo. Now, there's a genre I've never heard of before. Makes sense, though. I mean, you can blacken just about anything. There's a couple of, like, folk projects that are pretty black metal adjacent. Unfortunately, PlayStation is dead. The PS6 will be the very first PlayStation I'm not going to buy. A shame. I think given the negative reaction that Sony received from the stock market, I would imagine the PS6 doesn't fully dive into the whole digital only thing. I'm guessing. it seems like that would be a really bad business move. And they would be saving a very nominal amount of money in order to do it. I think if I'm a person making financial decisions at Sony, the potential losses there far outweigh the gains. In German, it's PSX sex. Okay, so yeah, that's what I meant actually, now that I mentioned it. I actually bought Silent Hill F2. It's okay. It actually included a poster for the physical version. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Listen, I'll take that all day. I love gaming poster memorabilia. This is the best. That's the the best thing in the world is it lets me peek through a gate that I can see through. It's so fucking good, dude. Anybody who thinks this is a good game is crazy. This is obviously one of the most half-baked, quasi-put-together, 6 stoners in a room coming up with concepts kind of video game I've ever seen in my life. Oh shit, yes, dude. Mike Patton is Malbolgia? Fuck yeah. God, that would be so perfect. I have a theory that it's less about disc production and more because
Silent Hill, JK.
Micro lenses demand increase because of drone warfare. Interesting. Peak Silent Hill. You know, honestly, there's been enough people on this stream who have said something to at least a similar degree that I wouldn't put it past anybody. Anytime you're playing anything on the internet, you have to take into account that it's probably somebody's favorite game ever. Even if it's the worst fucking thing anyone's ever seen before, someone probably loves it. Oh, we're crossing over into the shadow dimension. We're in a loop. Oh, great. Japan 100% has an issue with out-of-touch CEOs. That is the truest statement. That's where oh no, it's not where I came from. Yeah, why the fucking soap so pink, dog? Did not have to do that. Six stoners in a room making up game concepts kind of sounds dope. From what I hear, the writers of Morrowind was doing drugs when they were writing the game. Oh, I would imagine. I think if you're writing good fantasy, you got to be kind of fucked up. The only problem is it's easy to write stuff into a video game. It's hard to program things into a video game. I say this because Japan is one of the main suppliers of civilian drones to Ukraine, and Japanese government has been trying to push toward Japan being a supplier of weapons to other countries. Interesting. I was not aware of that. I mean, you know, I don't know anything about that, but that seems to have merit just on its face, you know. Skooma time. What is skooma again? Is that when you shit into a bag and let it ferment or something, right? Am I crazy? If they make a new Spawn, Spawn will be played by RuPaul, clowned by Danny DeVito. I may watch if they keep it up to 1,000, but casting now is weird. Casting now is very weird. It seems like, so back in the day, the idea of casting was like, okay, we get a very popular actor to play a very specific role, and that's what's going to bring in attention to the project. It's because people who enjoy that actor are likely going to watch this movie or show or whatever, right? Now the idea is, let's cast the strangest concept for this. If it's a movie about a world-renowned assassin, let's make them a paraplegic. And it's like, okay, strange, right? And that's the idea, is to make the casting decision so wacky that it ends up becoming like some weird culture war issue. And that's how you get all your attention. It's like, man, come on. You could just like make a fucking movie. That'd be sick. It'd be dope if like media existed nowadays as anything other than an avenue for delivering cultural messaging. That'd be dope. When Japan appoints Kojima as the head of their arms race and becomes a reason for more economy. Listen, the man's got some good ideas in that sense. I heard Asmongold doesn't like celebrities in video games. Kind of late to the party on that one by 2002. I think Asmongold should worry more about not dying from sepsis or something. I don't know. Like, just don't be fucking gross and dirty all the time, please. That being said, I also don't know if I really enjoy famous people in video games. I think there is so much, like, there's a wild difference between acting and voice acting. And some actors can voice act incredibly well, but it's not necessarily a skill that goes both ways. But intuitively, you would kind of expect it to, though, right? So I kind of don't like it when, because you have to inherently spend much more money to get a famous actor on board for a video game project than you would have to get a very talented voice actor. And at that point, I think your money would be so much better spent if you just got someone who was fucking awesome at voice acting, like a Troy Baker type of person. It feels like a better return on investment if that were the case. Asmongold is Coco Booty. What is Coco Booty? Sounds like a Japanese thing. Coco Booty no imi wa nan desu ka? I think it depends. Like, I'd expect Bruce Campbell in an Evil Dead game. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there are certainly situations where you would kind of assume like a famous person would reprise their role if at all possible. Oh, look at this. A fucker. Guess who's getting crowbarred? Ah, cockroach. Okay. Mushi dane. I just pre-ordered Persona 4 Revival. Oh, hell yeah. I know not your style of game. How little do you know about me, Regan? I actually loved Persona 4. Chie, best girl, obviously. I'm not a fan of celebrities in games, but I feel if a celebrity embodies the role and wants it rather than publicity, yeah. And like I said, there are celebrities who can voice act as well as act. I don't know that I can think of any examples off the top of my head, but I know it's happened at some point, right? Fucking asshole. Yeah, fucker. so annoying. It's just like attack until they block, then you block until they attack, and it's a whole fucking thing. Boku no chinchin wa doko da? Chinchin wa kaise. I don't know kaise. I say to my friend a lot. Where is my penis? I don't know what kaise is. I would imagine, though, you could use Kasai in a very similar. Let's check our map. Okay, yeah, Patrick Stewart, I think, it could cross that boundary for sure. Because a lot of what he is just like a really good voice and presence. Where do you think I am? If you guys had to guess in this map. Let's find a street sign. Here we go. So we're at the intersection of Kamen and motherfucker, you gotta have a street sign if you want me to get around. Kamen. What street are you? Okay. Oh, wait, is that McCammon? Okay, McCammon. And okay, we got to come over here to the next street over to see what the fuck street we're on. No, we don't actually. McCammon. And this shit's missing. This isn't how street signs work. We need to know what both fucking streets are. All right, fuck it. We're McCammon and McCammon? That doesn't. Fuck you. McCammon Street goes left. Okay. Fuck it. We're at where McCammon ends. We're at the end of McCammon Street. We can't go that way. Police station. I assume that means it's finished. Oh, God damn it. Are we going to have to actually do the ghost thing? God. All right, fine. We'll go back down. Yeah, this street is totally unnamed. Whatever connects Straub and McCammon is just fucking untitled street. Fuck you. I fucking hate this game so much. Holy fuck, dude. You're the worst. All right, so this should be the end of the cul-de-sac, right? Yes, so we have to go back this way, I believe. You know what? I didn't play Until Dawn. I played that other game they made, The Quarry. And I feel like the actors did an okay enough job there. I mean, their entire thing was supposed to be like a horror movie adjacent sort of performance. So I think they kind of got that right. When Stewart agreed to do Oblivion, Bethesda gave him a 90-page biography of his character and the lore of Elder Scrolls, and they panicked thinking they overdid it, but Stewart loved it. Dude, that's kind of funny, though, because he had such a limited role, and he was only in the game for the first, what, not even an hour? That's kind of great. Okay, and we're looking for Lansdale Avenue. Ergen Praknow is another good one. Who is he? What is he in? I am not familiar. All right, Lansdale, we want to take a left to get to this weird question mark deal. Ah, fuck, it is going to be the... Damn, this is going to suck. All right, fine, we'll do the ghost story bullshit. I don't get why we couldn't have an SH game where you explore the whole town without barriers. Capcom had big environments you can mess around in back in Dead Rising 1. Yeah, but the difference is exploring Silent Hill would be a massive environment with lots of closed off interior locations, which are very hard. Oh, fuck me. Very hard to load in a game that's ostensibly open world. It's a little harder than you think because you have to create several locations and you have to be able to load them quickly in and out of memory to be able to move between them in a sort of semi-organic manner. Making a true open world game where you can explore the town without any barriers would be like unintuitively difficult. You wouldn't imagine that it would be as hard as it is. Also, I don't think that that would be a very good way to design a video game because you can't fill every single building. You can't fill a third of the buildings in a location like Silent Hill. Let's take this version of Silent Hill here. You couldn't fill a third of these buildings with enough story-centric, gameplay-centric bullshit that it would make sense. It's unfeasible that a video game could exist that, you know, contains 100 story, how would I say, 100 locations that are worthwhile in terms of completing the video game. You know what I mean? Oh, good. Now I get to get fucked up. Is there any bricks around here? No, I want you to throw it. Don't drop it, idiot. Gotcha. Oh no, I thought they would respawn. No, I think it's the bricks that respawn, right? Dude, hammer his ass. Yeah, idiot. You should have fucking known. Dude, Brickman is coming after... Oh, fuck. These aren't infinite. There are ones that are, I swear. The Rex engine will be released with Dino Crisis? No way. That makes too much sense. That's too perfect. Alright, this is Campbell. I assume we're just never going to know what street it intersects with, though. Of course we don't. It's stupid, I would even expect. Okay, so that means, yeah, this is not the direction we want to be going in. Dude, this is always such a pain in the ass. Getting to the next area from this part of the game, I've never had an easy time with. And maybe it's because I'm not great with navigating huge areas, but I also feel like the game doesn't make it very easy for me. Okay, there's the police precinct. Let's... Okay, we're near the police station here. We're on Campbell. The police station is on our right, so if we turn around, we should find that question mark area. There's a small chance of them teasing Dino Crisis Remake in the Rex engine. I don't know. You guys got to understand, Dino Crisis did not make Capcom very much money. It's like, it's not really... I think probably the concept of a Dino Crisis remake is not very attractive to Capcom. I don't think it would do... Hey, can I attack you? I don't think the publicity alone would be worth the cost of entry. Welcome to be wrong, but I don't know. Fuck you then. Yeah, because, like, you know, Dino Crisis is sort of historically a money loser. Like, it sold okay enough on the PS1 for a sequel. And then that one did so poorly that they didn't touch it until almost the end of the next console generation. And even then, it was a massive disappointment in sales. And then a critical disappointment as well, which is like a double loss on their part. Just got here. Nice Power Trip shirt. Oh, thank you. I got it when I saw them. Way back in the day. You can say one thing about their lead singer. One thing is that he's dead, and the other thing is that he did high kicks like no other. Fucking hell, how...
Jared, I recommend the Persona cookbook. I just tried Sojiro's LeBlanc curry.
Ooh.
I wasn't sure about adding dark chocolate and coffee to a curry sauce, but seriously amazing.
So that first off, thank you for the $10, Regan. Very much appreciated. Second, a lot of people in Japan put chocolate and coffee or even like apple honey into curry, and it works. You wouldn't think it. I definitely don't, but it ends up working. I gotta say. All right, man, if you would only just fucking tell me where I am, you fucking asshole. Am I that big of a dick? You can't even just give me my location on the map? Dickhead. I know that there's a question mark somewhere around here. I found it by accident before. Listen, Snap Rai, you are joking, but sort of, kind of. Dino Crisis 3 has some good things going for it. I think it is so close to being a good game. It's not. But I think it comes very close to almost being one. Oh, I see. RE version 10 Rex. I get it. Okay, that makes almost too much sense, honestly. Have you seen mole? It's a Mexican spicy sauce. I didn't know chocolate was... Really? I had no idea. Damn, that's crazy. A Skyrim quest marker would be nice right about now. See, that's the problem right here. See, this is the thing. This is why so many modern gaming sensibilities were necessary in creating Downpour, is because you gave it this open world. And the only reason those things exist is because it's very hard to organically move a player. Oh, you got freedom. That's right. Got to blame that on the recomp. Anyway, I forget what I was talking about before that happened.
Are there any other birds around?
Monster Hunter Wilds was so average, way too mainstreamed. I never got into the Monster Hunter series. There's a couple of the 3DS titles I liked. I forget what it was. God damn it. Me and a buddy teamed up on one of the 3DS games and had a really good time with it. Other than that, though, I'm not super into Monster. My wife really gets into it, though. Oh, maybe it's over here? Hey, would you look at that? Respawning enemies for no fucking reason at all. Who would have thought? You know, I really... So, what a lot of people don't know about me is I mostly don't play horror games. I only play survival horror games because I really like that style of, like, puzzle solving and exploration. But outside of that, I mostly just play JRPGs. And like bullet hell games. And the odd 2D fighter that I feel like getting good with. So without a doubt, Persona is. Well, okay, so to be fair, the modern style of Persona is actually not really my cup of tea. I'm more into like Persona 2 Eternal Punishment kind of stuff. That being said, I do enjoy Persona 4. My wife got into Persona 5 quite a bit, though. Oh, this is pissing me off so fucking bad. I hate this game. Important information. Not important at all. I wonder if there's like a... what you call it, mechanic, where my health will start to heal back after a while. Because it'd be nice to not see the entire game through a filter of red, because retardedly, when you're taking a lot of damage, it actually bloodies your flashlight. There's got to be something around here I can interact with, right? There's no way it's just like we expect the player to remember this stupid bullshit is here. He says, knowing that's the case. Restart retrospective level punishment. I don't think we've restarted once in this game, if that shows you how little I care about it. If you want to see me enjoy a game, it's a game I'm going to restart. Yeah, I assume that's just to leave, yeah. No, there's not a fucking shit-ass thing I can do here. The OG artist... Oh, we crashed. I was just talking about not fucking restarting, too. Shit. Oh, fuck. Do we go back in? I tell you what, this is a good sign for me to pee. We will restart, but this time it wasn't my fault. And I will BRB for some PPP. You guys... Oh, wait, hold on. My fucking loop deck needed to restart itself for some strange reason. All right, I will BRB. You guys talk amongst yourselves about the best SMT game. All right, we're back.
Jared, I recommend the Persona cookbook. I just
Oh, it's
tried
gonna try to
Sojiro's
play through
Leblanc
all the
curry.
fucking...
I wasn't sure about adding dark chocolate
Hold on,
and
let's
coffee
see.
to a curry sauce, but seriously amazing.
Okay. Peak Silent Hill, JK.
Oh, it's gonna do it. Hold on, I have to mute all of the alerts now. Apologies. I don't know what it is, why that happens. Oh, let's get comfortable. How about that, guys? BRB's gotta pee is better than going for a poo. See you in a few. I don't know. I kind of disagree. I'd rather the other one, to be honest. Let's stick you right about. Wait, let's say here. Yeah, there we go. All right, we can chill here. I assumed everybody came to the obvious conclusion that Devil Summoner Raizo Kuzunoha versus the Soulless Army. Raido Kuzunoha versus the Soulless Army is the best. Persona puts gun to head. Okay. I'm tempted to look up a walkthrough right now because this is fucking maddening how bad this is. Oh, I hate playing this video game. Why did I do this? I didn't. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Now there's an indicator? You son of a bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Are you. You fucking asshole. Oh, what a fucking dickhead. Okay. I thought it was weird that there was no indicator. And I was like, I remember there being one, but Disgaea is a good RPG. Honestly, I agree. I love Disgaea. I think it's Disgaea 7. Me and my wife just recently played through. Okay, that's the subway. I kind of do feel like there's something we missed in the subway. Why are I doing this? Dude, that's a good fucking question. Oh, okay, now I have a map of the subway. This could be useful, right? Probably. Imagine. I feel like it really would be worth it to die and restart, but I've already said that I won't do that. And I'm trustworthy, if nothing. You hate this game, I can tell. Yeah. To be fair, I'm not hiding it all too well. You know, the thing is, though, I feel like I kind of want to like it, though. Because we have taken away some of its most negative aspects by giving it 60 frames per second here in this recomp. You know, so it's like we have eliminated a lot of the sources for its bullshit. Are you kidding? The map I picked up. Oh. Asshole. Oh, God damn it. Okay. Let's take another shot at this whole bullshit. There has to be something that can be accomplished here. It'd be nice if in the moment that I wanted to quickly speed through an area to see if I missed something, that I wasn't on such low health that I ran really slow. That'd be fucking nice. It's a great game, dude. Yeah, I have a printy right behind me, actually. See this little pillow? Right, hold up. It's a printy. What gave me a good reason? Oh, it's just because this is a recomp, and recomps are fun. That's the only reason I'm replaying this. You guys have no idea. When I had to play through this for the Silent Hill retrospective, it was a nightmare. Everything sucked. I hated my life. Oh, I turned my alerts off. Sorry about that. Regan says, curious. I'll list ideas for games to stream. Vote yes or no. Siren, Vampire Masquerade. Oh, I would love playing Vampire the Masquerade. Bloodlines, hopefully. Interesting Shinobi, though. I have my buddy Imran is not the biggest gamer in the world, but he is like a diehard Shinobi fan. It's funny you bring that up. Yeah, I would definitely play some Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines. Hell yes, I would. Maybe try out a new mod that gives you extra dialogue options or something. I know there's some of that shit out there. Yo, fucking Casp, what's up, dude? Got a pretty in the cuck chair. She's not gonna play this guy. Yeah. You know, I only heard about this guy Mayhem recently from a YouTube video. What is it? Oh wait, I can go through this one? Okay, you guys saw me try to go through this before. Nothing happened. Oh wait, maybe it's this one. Okay, it's that one. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know what this guy Mayhem is. I just saw somebody saying how to, like, I think that guy Primal Liquid, he had a video on how to get super high level before you start the game or something. It did not quench my knowledge, my desire for knowledge on the game. I legit have no idea. Dude, what the fuck is up with video game releases? Even like RPG dorks like us still don't know what the hell something is. It kind of feels like there's something wrong with the entire industry. Bloodlines 2 is out and it's a wet fart. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be playing that one, to be honest. If I'm just going to level with you guys. You know, I never got into Jade Empire. I didn't really like the Xbox era Fable-like sweeping wide open RPG with dialogue options type of deal. Never got into it. I owned this game for the 360, but never got more than about 2 hours in. Yeah, I can see why. Oh, what else? I kept getting stuck in some kind of boiler sewer underground and got lost in the map. Yeah, welcome to my fucking life right now, dude. I think it's just NIS, honestly. The PS2 era was hot, and they dropped the ball when Phantom Brave 2... Wait, hold on. And then Phantom Brave 2 hurt in a deep, profound way. You know, honestly, Casp, I'm not going to lie. I kind of never enjoyed Phantom Brave. I appreciate your appreciation for it, but I don't know. There's something stupid about having to, like... I don't know. It's just, like, fucking weird. It's like, hey, you have a character on screen. Dope. Now go find a weapon. It's like... I don't play RPGs so I can procure weapons every time I pick a character. I hate that. I like the first Fable, but only because of the comfy, spooky fall vibes. Yeah, I don't know. I just it never did anything for me. But here's the thing. This is very important. I don't like Western style RPGs. I am very much a Japanese role-playing guy. I have come out of my shell a bit at times, like Dragon Age Origins, the first game. Oh, fuck. So good. Just wildly, stupidly good. I did not like any of the games that came after that, but my wife is a big fan, so I won't talk too much shit. This is not fun. I'm gonna level with you guys. You should do that though. Play RPG, go find weapon. Don't want to do it. I refuse. I'm an anti-RPGist. Fuck. Yeah, make an exposed video on me. Get some views off of it. Have I tried Tactics Ogre? Yes. PSP version is the significant winner in that dichotomy. It's like the remake, I think it had a bunch of good things going for it, but you just can't beat the PSP version, honestly. It's too good. I know I've been through this a million times, and I don't know why I can't keep track of where I have and have not gone. Vampire on the PS4 was great. You know, people, I've seen reviews of that, but that's one of those games that was kind of like there and gone immediately. It's interesting. Origins rocks. Yeah, dude, Origins was great. Just a fucking behemoth of a game. Loved it. But that's the really, that's the only Western style kind of Dungeons and Dragons, elves and orcs type of game that I've ever really gotten into that I can think of. For the most part, it's more of your Japanese, Final Fantasy turn-based type of RPGs that I get into. The remake added RNG Gamba slop like a mobile game. The hell were they thinking? SNES is better. I don't know. I found like the Super Nintendo game to be, and this is going to sound so stupid because it's a strategy RPG, but it was like very slow in the way that animations played out. And I felt like leveling was like a really fucking slow ass process in the SNES game. It's been a very long time since I played it. So I'm willing to admit there may be a little bit of time clouding my judgment in that sense, but I really enjoyed the PSP version. Also, it came out at a perfect time. I was doing a shit ton of cardio at the time, and I would just sit on one of those stationary bikes and play a PSP game, and I just wouldn't get up until I'd burned 1,000 calories. And that's how I beat Valkyrie Profile the first time. Beat Tactics Ogre on PSP. That's a solid bit. Hey, look who it is. A fucking asshole. Beat with a shovel, bitch ass. I kind of hope he kills me, to be honest. I'm so tired of looking at this red fucking flashlight. Yeah, do it. Fuck me up. I'm getting jumped anyways. Might as well go out. Yeah, beat me up. It's slow, yeah. I think the class level versus character level is a trade-off if you can tolerate the SNES one. I might need to go back and give it a play. There's something about Super Nintendo strategy RPGs that are so fucking cozy. You know how many times I've tried to play that Tenchi Muyo SRPG that got fan translated? Just to fucking see, like, there has to be something to it. There isn't. There never fucking is. Downpour doesn't look cutting edge, but if you compare it to the other 7th Gen games, this game is doing a lot with its graphics. I don't know, man. This game came out around the same time Dead Island came out, and Dead Island's a significantly better looking game with a similar open world type of design theme. I would actually argue that Downpour is a pretty middle of the road showing in terms of next gen HD era graphics. I could probably come up with 10 titles off the top of my head that make it look pretty bad. Majin Tensei 2, Spiral Nemesis, and Front Mission. Oh, speaking of which, so I've been playing the fan translation for Front Mission 2 lately. Very fucking... Okay, let me rephrase. Frustrating as all fuck. Very slow. Load times are an ass and a half. But it's fucking... It's really fun. Front Mission is so slick, it's unreal. I wish I wasn't really... How are you bad at Front Mission, Cass? It's so fun. Equipping a new Wanzer. Every time you go to a shop, just like completely changing your loadout. I think Front Mission, though, you probably shouldn't start with the first game. I think you should probably start with Front Mission 4. In terms of like... user friendliness, I guess. And it's more of a kind of refined story, I would say. Yeah, give me some random guitar strings, please. Baldur's Gate 3 and You know what? Honestly, Mass Effect 1 was actually really good. I got halfway through Mass Effect 2 and I was like, nope, this is bullshit. I found myself in a constant loop of doing a main quest, going to the Normandy, talking to a member of my crew, getting a side quest from them, going and doing that. And I was like, holy fuck, dude, I am locked into the most formulaic thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I put it down, never touched it again. I really like the more RPG type of, RPG type of mechanics that Mass Effect 1 had. I really liked kind of kitting out my characters and having to approach combat in a specific way, and how it wasn't just a third-person shooter. And I missed that when moving to the second game with its universal ammo pool and shit. Get her. Oh, you fucking asshole. Piece of shit. Fuck you. I was in the middle of doing some shit. I'm upset with him. You know, it'd be dope if you just like took all of my hits and then never died. That'd be sick, dude. Nightmare Creatures gameplay is better than this. Yeah, I would have to agree. I feel like this fucking pipe is going to break any second now. Honestly, Front Mission 3's solid. It's another game where it's like the frame rate is running slow enough to make combat a little frustrating if you're not really feeling the main hook of it. But 3 is great. Great story, killer art style, awesome SRPG combat. You don't get much better than 3. I feel like 2 is a really good, I'm not really into Front Mission, I want to see if I like it kind of game. And then you can go back and play any of the other titles, and you don't necessarily need any of this stuff added in 4, because you already have the main idea down. You know what I mean? Man, I was really hoping that there would be something up here worth looking at. How do I not have a map of this area is my question. Am I going to have to... Okay, let's look around and see. Maybe we can find a map for this area somewhere. While we run away from this fucking asshole. No, actually, I'm going to... Hey, cool. Has someone off screen? Dope. That's good video games. I'll tell you one thing right now, guys. This is a fun time. I don't mean to turn your streams into a longing about JRPGs thing. Well, yeah. I mean, first off, you do. So let's be honest about that. I mean, before you came, we were talking about... I don't remember. Some kind of bullshit, I'm sure. I don't think anybody minds. Who else am I going to talk dumbass, lame RPGs with? That's a CASP subject if I've ever seen one. Oh good, I'm fucking back down to low health, baby. We're stumbling again. I think people prefer to fawn over JRPGs and actually play them, myself included. Yeah, I find that tends to be the case with me right now. I like reminiscing about how good they were as opposed to actually sitting down and playing one. That's why when I'm working on a video, if I'm covering like, you know, like a survival horror game or something, I like to have something I can play in the background. Like right now it's Front Mission 2. Sometimes it'll be some other random JRPG of some kind. Like, I would like it if it's a game that I'm not already mega familiar with. But I need to ground myself when I'm covering stuff. I need to have some sort of JRPG in my stable, ready to go. So as I'm working on the script for this Darkness video, I'm just playing through Front Mission 2, and it is fucking addicting. It's so hard to stop. I feel like I should have found a map here, maybe? Kind of makes sense. I almost think I did at the beginning of the stream. Am I crazy? I'm almost positive I did. Can I open this truck? Don't worry, if you wait, you'll heal right up. No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we don't. Let's sit for a second and see. I can say at one point I skipped 2 generations. Oh wait, at one point I skipped 2 generations of games. So it's so many good games I missed out on from the late 2000s, early 2010s. It's an easy era to sleep on. I'm finding myself. It's my favorite bad game. What's up, Synthscream Collective? How you doing, dude? I find myself becoming like nostalgic for the PS2 era lately. Which is kind of wild because at the time that was like a fucking awful period for me. It was a time when developers thought that, because when the PS1, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast-ish era came about, the idea is like, okay, we have to do away with 2D video games, right? Everything needs to be 3D. The PS2 came out and it was sort of a foregone conclusion, right? Like games just physically had, the law was they had to be 3D. And the amount of artistry and talent that it takes to make an okay 3D game versus an incredible 2D game is just, there's such a wide gap. And I was just so displeased with the industry at the time. Everything had to be like fucking massively huge 3D video games. And then we lost so much, you know, getting back into JRPGs. So we had Final Fantasy X came out, which was a graphical showcase for sure, right? But also look at the amount of bullshit we missed out on from Final Fantasy games because that game had to be good looking. No fucking world map. Like exploration was just this strictly Call of Duty-esque linear excursion. It didn't, man, it just fucking sucked. Odin Sphere, yeah, there you go. From our, like, what's the name, Vanillaware? They were definitely crafting some 2D goodness back then, but it was like, it was the exception to the rule that someone would come out and create a really well-crafted 2D video game on the PS2, whereas everybody had mid-ass fucking 3D shovelware. So it is a weird time because the PS2 was such a popular moment for video games. More people had a PS2 than any other console in history at the time, right? So you would figure, all right, hell yeah, then games have to be amazing at that point. But because of the increase in supply, the demand skyrocketed. And video game developers were no longer trying to make good games. They were just trying to get video games out the door. And it fucking sucked, man. It was a really shitty time. But then going back and looking at some of the titles that dropped back then that I sort of hand-waved away because I didn't like the industry at the time, there's some shit I missed out on, no doubt. I think you needed that push for early 3D in order for 3D to take off the way that it did. I don't think so. I think organically you could have allowed 3D to become a staple by having games that do it well, execute it perfectly. I think it's doable for sure, but then you could have allowed for the existence of 2D games within that system, right? But because so many developers felt pressured to make a 3D title because it was the PS2 era and we can't have... What the fuck? Yo. Getting fucking stomped up in here. It's a boot party. What the fuck, dude? Oh, and then it's a circle right back. Oh, I'm so tired of this fucking video game. You have no idea. Oh, you have no fucking idea. I'm so unhappy right now. I'm sinking into my fucking bullshit. I just want to find that one. I want to find the one fucking house with the window. Am I being an asshole? Am I requesting too much of this video game to be able to visually explore it? Am I the dick? Be honest with me. Is it my fault for expecting the game to put me in an environment that I can just look at and find my way through? Is that wild? Oh shit! What's up, Sam? How we doing? You have caught me at my lowest. I fucking hate everything right now. How you been? I bet you $10 I've already been this way. How much you guys want to bet? I know that I have. Where's the fucking ladder, dog? I'm getting so upset, dude. I'm so sick and tired of Silent Hill fucking Downpour. Here's the problem right here. Because it's like, realistically speaking, there's nothing wrong with someone enjoying this video game. It has nothing to do with me. It's not a problem, right? But when you're coming in here saying this game is good, this is what you're co-signing. And it's making me upset at you. Welcome, everybody, from the Sam stream. How we doing? What has Sam bullied you into today? Oh, wait, did my health come back? Oh, fuck, maybe you guys were right. I'm running fast now. Dude, it takes so long. We've been playing for like 30 minutes with low health, and now he's running fast. Interesting. I mean, we're still kind of hobbling a little bit, but we're getting around. Oh, and the indicator's gone, too. You know what? Maybe it's only when it's raining you can't find your... I don't know. I hate this fucking game. This is the worst game. Hot dad Tikio Sam sent me. He is a hot dad. And we're all his gay sons. Everybody knows. Oh, wait. Maybe I didn't heal. No, I'm running slow again. All right. Shit's fucked, dude. I bullied them into telling Jared to shoot toilets with shotguns. There is nothing more fun in this world than shooting guns at things you take shits in. Take that to the bank. Tell the cops, I told you. I hate this so much. Dude, this is the worst fucking game. I tell you what, anybody coming from Sam's stream, you tell me, how are we feeling about Downpour? Oh, here it is right here. This is where I need to be. How we feel about Silent Hill Downpour, and what level of the worst game ever are we agreeing that it's on? Murphy, you get your fuck ass up that ladder. There you go. Take a shit in the toilet first, then shoot it. That is Florida style. Copyright. Florida. Yeah, I would like very much to be taken out of this mortal coil right now. This is the fucking worst, dude. Here we go, Murphy. You gotta... He's balancing on a thing that's as wide as he is. That's not what balance is, dude. I'm yelling at this game too much. Freedom. Murphy, you cunt. You fucking asshole. Oh, god damn it. If I'm all the way back in that apartment, I'm cutting the stream so fast it's gonna make your fucking head spin. If I'm back, okay. That's still lame as fuck, but whatever. Maybe we can keep our health for a small percentage of time. Let's see. Okay, so we do have an indicator on the map. Maybe it is a rain thing. Now, if only one of you guys could tell me where the hell... Okay, maybe it's up over there by McCammon Street. To be fair, that's a very high drop. It is, but like you didn't need to balance on something the width of your shoulders. It's a decomp. This is a recomp, which is kind of... Oh, and the indicator's gone. You fucker. God damn it. I can't for a brief moment have this game run correctly. All right, we just have to find where the road ends. It is terminated in nothing. Should they ever go back and re-release RE 1.5 and fix camera style of RE1 remake with an altered story to work with Elsa Walker? God, I would love that to a degree that I can't even explain to you. That would be such a fucking beautiful moment to kind of rekindle my love for this industry, which is why I guarantee you it's never gonna fucking happen. The world can't allow me to be happy like that. I believe that here's a very interesting thing about me. I remember when I was a kid, my Florida, my parents were driving us to Disney World, and they were like hyping us up. They're like, fuck yeah, we're going to Disney World. And like, as a kid, I'm super stoked. I'm like, dude, hell yes, Disney, fuck yeah, this is going to be sick. But there's a part of me as a child that believed that there was no way we were going to make it to Disney World because there's no way something that cool could happen, right? I think that defeatist sort of glass half empty mindset has been in me from the very beginning. I've always been very much in the nothing can happen mindset. The fact that they're remaking RE1 again, you know, honestly, okay, so like, what would you say? Verbally, it's funny to think of an RE1 remake, right? But I'm not going to say no to the opportunity to revisit the Spencer Mansion in RE Engine. You know what I mean? Like, is that the worst idea in the world? Worst case scenario, RE1 remake has been remastered and exists in a very accessible state. So, you know, is it the worst thing in the world? I don't know. I think it's pretty outright. I have been notoriously pro remake and remaster, though. A lot of people don't like them, and I kind of feel like, you know, they're not hurting anyone. I think the biggest argument would be that remakes and remasters sort of take time and effort away from projects that could otherwise be like brand new intellectual properties, right? And I get where that's coming from to a degree, but I feel like that doesn't really pan out because nobody is making new IPs, and I don't think you can expect a game developer, a big AAA video game developer, to come out and be like, yeah, hell yeah, we're making a new IP. Like Capcom did it with Pragmata recently, and that's dope. That's fuck you, Murphy, son of a bitch. I forgot the other one, reimagining. I think the reimaginings died with Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like because developers aren't working on brand new IPs anyway, it's not hurting anybody for us to have access to really cool remade versions of video games. And I've always enjoyed a good remake. Even, you know, I remember being so fucking just over the moon at the idea of the Resident Evil 1 remake and reloading the Capcom website over and over again just to see if I could catch a new trailer or something. And I think when a remake is getting announced or it's sort of like building up hype, I'm able to revisit that moment. So, you know, to a degree, a bit of it is sort of nostalgia blindness, but I play a lot of remakes and remasters, and I kind of like the idea of revisiting a game I'm already familiar with, but with a flashy new coat of paint over it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. By the way, first off, thank you for anybody who came in here from Sam's stream. Very fucking nice of you. And there's like 168 people here right now. I very much appreciate you guys being here. If you do enjoy yourselves and you like talking shit with me, do me a favor and like the stream so that YouTube understands that we're here and allows us to continue to exist on their benevolent platform. But even if you don't like the stream, I'm glad you guys decided to show up. I feel like there should at the very least be something in this room for me to interact with. Am I being... Wait, do they have the same exact pencils and books in the same... You didn't have to do that. The pencils and books didn't need to be on the bed. See, that's what bothers me about reusing video game assets. It's not that big of a deal. You know, they're going to have to reuse game assets at some point in any modern video game. But you don't need to do it in the same fucking room. It is definitely not necessary. DMC Devil May Cry, Comic Christ did the soundtrack. You know, I really don't even get into Comic Christ too much, but they did a great job on that soundtrack. And I'm going to go ahead and destroy my credibility altogether. I liked DMC. I thought it was a fun fucking game. I never played Devil May Cry games to that deep of a degree that I could really fucking like super figure out all of its mechanics and be able to play the game at a high skill ceiling. But as somebody who just casually enjoys Devil May Cry games, I thought DMC was fun. I liked an interesting new take on Dante. I know everybody hated him, but everybody hated Nero at first too, and I liked Nero, so I feel like justified after the fact with that. At least people figured out that DMC4 was a really fun game. What's up, big dog? I had to interact. Oh, there we go. Pull. Oh, okay. We're going in here.
This must be all the stuff he took.
Oh, that's right. Okay, we got to return. God, it's so fucking... I hate this game. Hey, shut up. I will put your shit back. This is the dumbest game ever. And now everything's happy. DMC's gameplay was great. Yeah, I liked it a lot. DMC Dante was a douche. Are we saying regular Dante is not a fucking absolute retard? Come on. Are we being really honest and saying that Dante is like a likable dude? Especially like Devil May Cry 1 Dante? Come on. Let's be very honest here. He's a fucking idiot. He's like a terrible character. He's got no flaws and he can't die. You know, I mean, listen, like it's enjoyable in the same way Snake Plissken is like fun to take part in the ridiculousness that is him. That's awesome. You know, like I'm fully on board, but we can't sit here and say that he deserves to be, you know, studied in like true characterizing. Come on, let's be really honest with ourselves. This stuff is not necessary. Ari Shankar is worse for DMs. I don't know what that is. Ari Shankar? Am I saying that right? Shankar? Hold on, guys. I have to peek out of the store for no fucking reason at all. Oh, here we are. There we go, money box. Haunting Ground, I kind of don't like very much. I'm not big on a lot of the run and hide style gameplay. To be fair though, with Haunting Ground, it wasn't really a huge trend back when that game came out, so it's not like it was trying to follow a popular trend. But that kind of gameplay doesn't really speak to me very much. Although I do like the atmosphere, and graphically, it's a fucking banger of a video game. The gameplay doesn't really appeal to me too much. Okay, but Wacky Woohoo Pizza Dante is fun. I agree, he's fun, but I also found DMC Dante to be pretty fun. Like, the whole sequence of him flying through his trailer and putting his clothes on as he felt to me just as exaggeratedly dumb as, you know, DMC Devil May Cry Dante. Whatever, you know what I'm saying. Dario Argento used to be a big inspiration in Capcom. Really? Interesting. Oh, he's the guy that made the Netflix Castlevania Devil May Cry. Interesting. Okay. I never watched the Devil May Cry. Is it any good? I heard very mixed things. I think Escape from Silent Hill is just a constant objective. That is so stupid. You beat the game. So it's like it said that it wrote something down when I put all those things back, but I don't believe it did. Yeah, fine. Like, I did it, but what do I get for doing it is my question. All right, let's go back to that room with the disco light. I seem to remember there being a cutscene that takes place there. Oh, you can't, Jared. I could have left this entire time. You fuck. No fucking way. I just didn't continue far enough down a hallway. All right, if you're new to the stream, about an hour and 40 minutes ago, I came to this hallway and left because I could. You fuck. Oh, goddamn. You know what? Fair enough, game. That was on me. That was on me. I've seen it called Lady May Swear and watched a supercut of cringe. The OG Devil May Cry anime was better. I don't know. That's saying something because the OG Devil May Cry anime was pretty shit. Great intro, though.
Can't say I understand the question. This is a busy town. Do you think these letters deliver themselves? Whatever.
I don't see how that like, how does that answer the question? It's like, yeah, this is a really busy town. I have to deliver letters. Okay, well, that doesn't necessarily tell me how busy of a town this is. Interesting. Okay, so Second City Saint says, Berserk never caught my eye, nor my attention, but Violence Jack and Devilman and Guyver did. Okay, so I guess if you like Violence Jack, Fist of the North Star makes sense. Interesting that Berserk wouldn't get your attention, but those would, though. That's kind of wild. They're all kind of clumped into the same idea. Review DSP Phil USA. I'm liking that screen name, Big Dog. Can we get a top 5 hallways in Silent Hill, and that's number 1? I don't know. I feel like people are going to be pissed off if those single hallway from PT isn't in the running in that list. What am I picking up here? I didn't even see that was on the fucking ground. I'm pretty sure I need to get one of those things with a hook on it for that. Oh, no, right here. Oh, you know what? I forgot I have sound effects on here. Wait, hold on. What sound effects do I have? That's anytime I speak. Yeah. Hell yeah. That goes out to Casp. He's gone this entire time, hasn't said anything even remotely racist. My man deserves a hand. Berserk's my all-time favorite. It's fucking killer. Great OVA. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be one of those posers. I've only probably read, I don't know, the first like 50 or so issues of the actual manga. I'm not one of those dudes who's going to act like I haven't, but I've watched the OVA 4 or 5 good times. Showed it to my wife. She fell in love with it. Go find the Silent Hill 4 room. I think it's over here, right? We just need to find the hook thing. I'm pretty sure. What about you? Can I use you? Maybe this will work. I feel like this should work, right? Instead of the hook pole thing. Let's find out. If this rake doesn't work, I'm going to be so fucking angry. You guys have no idea. You have no fucking idea how mad I'm going to be. Okay, maybe you can't pick that up. Let's see. Let's go over here to a known ladder. You know, I never read GTO either. Oh, come on, you fucker. Don't be like this. Disappointed. Oh shit, what's up, Painkiller? I didn't even see you in there. Recomp for this is so cool. Yeah, that's the only reason I'm playing it, honestly. I fucking hate this game, but the fact that it's recomped, all right. Hey, baby. Why, are you hungry right now? Oh. Hey, sweet girl. What are you up to? Haruka's in here. Everybody say hi to Haruka. She's a sweet baby. I don't know if you guys can hear, but she has the cutest little meow, and she's doing it up right now. Okay, I do not want to fucking deal with this. I'm going to be honest. If I can't find that hook thing in the next few minutes, I'm shutting this stream down. The cat hungers for a soul. If only there were any to be found at Silent Hill. I don't know if I understand the question, Casp. You think these letters deliver themselves? I'm a black mailman. They're still putting out new Berserk chapters. I'm not sure if there's enough to get a proper end, but the new stuff's very interesting. See, I kind of... That's how I had a very similar feeling for One Piece, where I watched it, and I said to myself, like, okay, there's nothing bad about this at all. It's pretty good. I just can't see this lasting hundreds and hundreds of episodes. There's just no way. So I kind of just put it down because I couldn't conceive of a universe where the property could continue and stay interesting over fucking, like, ah, oh, Christ. This fucker. I don't like you. I know it's around here. I know the little hook pole thing is somewhere near. I know it is. Please don't do me like this, Silent Hill. It just backhands the piss out of me. Oh, good. That's how long it took for that attack to come out. Before he started his little combo, I hit that attack button. Just FYI. If I die right here, this is it, gentlemen. This will be fucking it. All right. Stream's over. Game sucks. I hope you guys have a very good day today. Hopefully you do not play Silent Hill Downpour. I will talk to all of you tomorrow. What else? Go to the gym. Get in the fucking gym. Build up some triceps. If I walk into a room and your triceps are significantly smaller than mine, you should be walking out of that fucking room. For real though, get in the gym. Get big. Get jacked. Ooh, Regan, thank you for the $5. 90s works were the best. Speaking of which, have you watched In Masedan yet? So keen to hear your thoughts. The hentai we were talking about before, I have not. I'll be honest with you. I would imagine. Okay, here's the thing. I can't do anime when it's like too ecchi, and I feel like I wouldn't get into the storyline of a hentai either, unless it was something like Mesoforte or Kite or something like that. If it's on that level, okay, maybe. I will say I did like the animation from what I saw, but thank you for the $5, Regan. I guess we'll see if I get horny enough. I'll check it out. Go skate. Yep, absolutely. Right on flight, 100%. All right, you guys, please have a really good day. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see all of you tomorrow. Bye-bye.